What's up, guys? My name is Ted DarkClaw, and with me, as always, is the Black Knight. We are the co-owners of helladopetoys, helladopetoys.com.
Helladopetoys.
And this show, as they say, is hella dope. Aaron, how the hell are you doing?
Funny to say that. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
You are welcome.
Yeah. We day off and day off tomorrow. Thank you, MLK, for giving me a day off.
My new favorite holiday.
Right, absolutely. We just doing good, man. Watching a little football. We won't talk about it. But yeah, doing good.
Well, that's great. I'm glad we're not going to talk about it. That sounds awesome. I love that. I love that for us.
I knew you would.
Yeah. So this is gonna be a weird week, man, because we have one of those things called a guest.
I haven't had one of those in a while.
We gotta like pretend we know how to conversate with other human beings that aren't us. It's very awkward. Very awkward for us.
Very.
So I guess we can maybe pull them in. Our guest this week is toy YouTuber, a punk with toys. Now Lawrence, a punk with toys, is famous for doing these very long Monday night rants where he rants about toys. And some people get real mad about that. And they said, I watched this for 5 minutes and all this guy did was rant about toys. It's wild. So he's going to be going live tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. But for tonight, he's stuck dealing with us. So let's welcome to the Helladope stage, a punk with toys. Lawrence, how the hell are you doing?
I'm doing great, and I changed my wardrobe because I thought Aaron might kick me off before the stream even starts.
Probably. It's still going to happen.
Go blue. I'm sorry. It had to be said on your show for once.
Producers, go ahead and edit this out. When it goes. All love, man. All love.
If you guys forgot how to do a show with interviewing someone, don't worry, I will carry it for 2 hours. You guys can hit mute, and you know that I will just ramble on about absolutely nothing. Although I can talk sports with Aaron here, or I can talk wrestling with the both of you guys, or we could talk toys, which is what most people want to talk about because I talked about some of the other stuff, and no one likes talking sports ball in the toy community, it seems.
No. The toy community hates it. We hate
sports
it.
And wrestling, unless you're talking about wrestling toys.
Oh, yeah, they don't like the wrestling talk either, which is unfortunate.
No. You know what? I think they like the wrestling talk more than the wrestling toy talk.
I don't know.
Because most of us are in our 40s, and most of us were watching wrestling back in the WCW versus WWF days. And the early WrestleMania 3.
The statistics show that once we start talking the wrestling, the numbers go down, unless it's strictly all about wrestling in general. Because then you bring in a whole different audience of people.
Yeah, we bring in
I
randos.
do understand that for sure.
Oh yeah, it's like you talking about Motu.
Yes, I said. Hey, do you want to stop the stream right now? You might not want to bring it up.
All right, guys, good show. We'll see you next week.
Come to a screeching halt. Oh, Motu, I'm sorry, I'm out.
Well, before we get into anything, we have a really important question that we have to ask every single show, or else the crowd turns on us. Yes. And that question I have to ask you, Aaron. I need to know, what is it that you are sipping upon?
I'm currently sipping on the fact that I did not have Sam Laporta getting a touchdown. But I am on a 3.
Sam Laporta is?
And that's not.
He's a tight end for the Detroit Lions. Rookie sensation.
Potty, am I right?
Exactly. There you go. Yeah.
It does sound like a beer. I'm not going to say that. Sam Laporta does sound like a beer, and I don't even drink.
Yeah, but I do, so it's okay. I'll drink for all of us. So I'm on a 3-day weekend. Thank you, MLK. So we have resorted back to the old-time favorite, spiked strawberries, still reserved.
Very nice. Very nice.
Still waiting on that sponsorship.
Yes, hit us up.
Yes.
We're not opposed to shilling.
Yeah, because I'm tired of paying. They raised this up. It was $1.89 for like a year. Now it's at $3.09. They have completely killed the beer math. That's what I said.
Oh my goodness, they Todd McFarland that shit.
They did Todd McFarland me.
Oh my goodness.
I still buy it though. It's okay.
You know what? Everyone's talking about this Todd McFarlane. What about eggs?
Yeah.
Eggs jump in price. Let alone Todd.
Hey, this Woody is saying my mic is fucked up. Is my mic fucked up again?
No,
Sound fine to me.
I've heard everything.
Dope. I get worried.
I don't know. We'll bust your chops if it ever does mess up. You know that.
I know that. I'm just forever paranoid since day one. Since day one. As long as everyone can hear me, that's all that matters.
Yes.
Loud and clear.
Well, Ted, since you asked me, now I must have to ask you. What is it that you happen to be sipping on this evening?
Well, I'm glad you asked. In my trusty Helladope mug, I am sipping on a hot teddy. Ooh, that's hot green tea, honey, lemon, and a little bit of Fireball. We're having a little sip in our cup tonight. Nothing crazy. And then
Woody says he can barely hear you. I mean, I can hear you. I have AirPods on. I don't know.
You're going through the speakers. I have no issues. No issues. I had a huge problem on Thursday with you.
Hello, is this thing on? Well, I'm sorry, Woody. I apologize. I don't know what to do about that. Maybe he's just trolling me.
Well, to find my figure, ladies, which, by the way, ladies, welcome to the show. So they can hear you just fine.
Perfect. So I have a side piece as well. The trusty Saratoga. It looks like beer. It doesn't taste like beer. It gives me the impression that I'm drinking a beer, but also hydrates me and I don't get sloppy drunk. Oh, Saratoga. Yeah. So we have a guest.
We do.
Mr. Punk. Do we call you Mr. Punk? Do we call you Lawrence?
I feel like more people are now calling me Larry because of the Damn It Larry. Thank you, Fat Tread and Random Diarrhea.
It's Fat Red in the chat. I have not. Did I see his name?
I have not seen Fat Tread yet, but I have seen Random.
Oh no, there he is. There's Fat Red right there.
Fat Red Foo is here. We started a whole Fatrid thing over here, man, and I don't know why he keeps showing up every day.
I'm pretty sure if you ever see him at a con that he's gonna kick our ass.
He's gonna kick our asses.
My name is Fat Red Food. Damn it!
Yeah, it's not Fatrid.
And I'm finding out more and more people refer to him as Fatrid now.
It rolls off the tongue. It rolls off the tongue. But Lawrence, what are you sipping on?
Well, as most of you know, I don't drink. I am real straight edge. Not like CM Punk, who I see that name there, and it makes me want to vomit like I was drinking. I have some iced tea. Not the unsweetened stuff, the sweet iced tea, because unsweet iced tea is just leaf water. That stuff is awful. It's horrible. I don't care if it's better for you. And as you can see, it's not out of a hella dope mug because I don't have one.
Me neither.
Yes. What the hell, man?
Somebody was gonna get us take at some point. I'm glad it was you.
Yeah.
Still working on Ted though. I almost had him a couple times.
It's been so close, so many times.
How do you not have one?
No, I have one.
He has like two. He has two, but when we were doing the year-end clips, trying to find them, such a hassle. I was just like, you know what, screw it. We'll just start fresh next year. And now I'm 3 weeks behind. So that's where we're at.
Good to know that right now. Good to know.
Well, speaking of Radnob, let's say hello to the chat.
Yes, we shall.
It's time to say hello to the chat.
Hello, chat. Backwoods 78. Punk Rants makes sense. Can't wait to hear some tonight. You never know, man. You know, the night is young and we don't have to work tomorrow. He could rant. You don't know. Stay tuned. You never know. The one and only Ostradamus Toys. Oz, how's it going? He says, hello, friends. This show will be absolutely legend. Wait for it. Dairy. If you don't know, then your life is horrible.
You're too young.
Too young to understand, too young to care. Robert's Infinite Realms. Hey yo, it's been a crap day, but at least I had the hell dope ship notice. Yes, you did get a shipping notice, my friend. Unfortunately, tomorrow the post office is closed, so it won't go out till Tuesday. But
Yeah, that hurts. There's a mountain of orders over here, and I'm just like, fuck, I'm gonna have to add a whole another day of orders to this shit, and I fucking hate that. I hate when the post office is closed. It sucks.
yeah, I'm probably gonna take like the small boxes to the drop box tomorrow, just so I
That's
don't
what I
have
was
to worry
thinking.
about it.
Yeah.
Because if I leave all the boxes that I have right now, my postman is gonna like leave me a note on my door that says, "Bruh, I know you put like a thing in for a pickup, but I'm gonna whoop your ass."
So last week I caught my mailman because I try not to leave a ton for him to pick up, and I try to just manually take the rest. And I had like 15 out there, which is a lot. It's more than what I'm comfortable doing. And then I caught him while he was rolling up, and I was like, by any chance, do you have any room for 25 more? Because I was literally on my way to drop him and just take him to the back of the post office. And he was like, see, luckily I gave him a nice Christmas present. So I think he was just like, technically I can. And I was like, dope.
Wait a minute. Wait. We gotta back up because you guys just got an ultimate bot right here. Full hard year W.
Wait, I got a bot?
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at
Let's
that.
go.
Do you want more followers, viewers, chat bots?
That's
I
all we've wanted since day one.
Man, we upgraded from the sex bots now? Let's go.
Do you want more fake people watching your streams that can't interact?
I mean, on Twitter, maybe. On Twitch, that might be actually helpful. Dear, my goodness, yes.
Now, if your
Jeez.
moderator's good, he would have already deleted that.
Well, it's
So
from
no one
Twitch.
saw
He
it,
can't
just put
see
it
him.
up.
I'm not logged into that, so there's that problem.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, hold on. I'm actually look. Oh yeah, he already got it. So all those people that saw that was a bot that came in, and yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
I've only
we-
had sex bots once, I think.
we appreciate them regardless.
Yeah.
It's
Thanks for watching, bot.
I'll hit you up later about those those followers. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. We got a few bucks. We'll pay
How
for
much you need?
10,000.
Hey, YouTube, just don't pay attention to what's happening in the background, okay?
Yeah.
Somehow we went from 590 to 10,000.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Overnight success.
We had a really good live stream. People came in and rows. Like, oh my god, we gotta see Punk with Toys.
Yes. All right, back to the chat. We got a lot to go through. I derailed us
Yeah, it's all right.
with my stupid story.
Because I'm the person that derails everything. That's why.
That's okay. We're good. Name Twin, how's it going? Good to see you. And of course, the lovely ladies of Find My Figs. Good evening, everyone. We're excited for the show. We are also excited for the show. And if you guys are not following these ladies on Instagram, please do. Find My Figs. Unbiased in the toy world. They post anything and everything. I keep my ear to their page for all the hotness that I just don't get. So check them out.
Yeah, they're very good at what they do.
Yes, absolutely, and they are awesome. Down south 77. What's up, y'all? No. What's up, you, my friend? What is up with you?
What up, though?
And of course, our one and only Fat Red. Fat Red, how are you? He said he was told that there would be a Larry tonight. There's a possible Larry sighting. We will keep you in the know when we find a Larry.
Fatred, come nuzzle Mumsy's bosom.
I can't with you. God damn it.
Fatred, grab the ladle and pour some soup.
Did you say soup?
Have some soup with Mumsies.
But Papa says I
Fatred.
cannot have any.
Oh, Fatred.
I'm done with you. I'm supposed to be going through chats here. Anyway, Matthew Max. Hello, what's up, man? Cobb Web Collector, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Roll Keeper, chippy dappa dappa. I'm sure that means something, and I'm just not collecting it, but it's cool. I like it. I'll roll with it. And then some guy named A Punk with Toys is saying hello to everybody. Oh wait, that's you.
That's me.
Ed, block that guy.
Yeah. Mr. Wonderful, how's it going? I saw your comment. We're not talking about it. The one and only Carol. How's it going, Carol? Good to see you. And then, where's your dog? Is he on the internet again?
He looks passed out to me, but maybe he sent that before he fell asleep.
It's possible. my favorite dog outside of my dog, Roman the dog.
Although I do love that picture of Roman all armied up there.
Oh yeah, you know how he does it.
Roman the dog is the best. Our favorite viewer. Thank you for coming in and supporting Larry.
Matthew Masson. Lawrence doesn't rant; he rambles. You say tomato, we say tomato. Yeah, same thing.
The rants come out during. I don't rant every single stream, but when it happens, everyone seems to like it. But they come organically. Like there are people that go out, and like whether the radio show, hosts, Dan Lebitard, guys like that who are going to rant about everything, and it becomes fake after a while. Like as I'm rambling on. Sometimes a rant comes out.
I'm sure we'll hit a topic where it'll come out tonight. If not, we have failed. the missus, good evening, hello dope. Wife, hello to you. And
hello,
then Mr. Random Diorama, he will rant about other things beside toys as well. Yes, don't worry. We had a little backstage talk about some things.
I can barely get the show started, these two, man.
Chester Cheetah figure we'll talk about here. I mean, we could. I mean, we're sold out of it.
We are sold out of it.
Yeah.
Came in, went out. That's what we like.
Exactly. And Adam says, I like sports and wrestling. Why am I here? Stay tuned for that. I got something in the up and comings for that, because you can't have a toy YouTube and talk about toys and talk about sports at the same time. So we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Well, apparently it is 9:05, and yes, Michigan still sucks.
National champions.
We did it before you did.
Right, we haven't this year.
Moving on. Moving on.
All right. I'll just touch on a couple more. We'll get the show started. I think a couple people from your channel there, Poncho Studios, saying hello. Head Cannon, how's it going? Biff Jocko, what's up? And then we got Wraith Mace. Hello, folks. Hello to you. Good to see you.
He also just subbed, so thank you, sir. We appreciate that.
He actually showed up, I think, on mine when I streamed, so I'm glad he jumped over here, because that's where you're going to see the majority of the chat, guys.
It pops up either way, so I can see it both.
Yeah, it's popping up from both.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we'll see it, but like, do you guys know how it works? So like, if people are chatting on mine, like they can't see everyone that's chatting on yours.
Oh yeah.
Everything. Very frustrating, but
yeah.
But hopefully it does things like that. It gets people to jump over here so they can see the whole chat. And sub to you guys, because you guys are wonderful.
Well, thank you.
I put on my
good hat for this show.
His finest hat.
So did I. And my shirt.
All right, go ahead. It's all yours, man.
Okay, cool, man. Well, I thought I was going to start this off. I was going to see if, Lawrence, you have any pickups that you want to talk about. Anything new that you bought that isn't going to spoil one of your videos? Anything new from Taiwan?
No, the only one I got is
Indonesia.
Night Force Tunnel Rat.
Okay.
I think it's the only thing new that I got. And I did the video. I know it's been out for a while.
Thank you, Ken.
Pretty much the exact same as regular regular Tunnel Rat. Still, the hands are too small. The gun is too big. The backpack is huge, so he falls over if you don't post him properly.
You know what would help out with that? Some hexa stacks.
Yeah, true, but stands are stupid. But I love hexa stacks because it's a different way to show off your figures.
I hate stands, but go ahead and go over there to hexa stack.
Okay, first off, the hexa stack idea, if you're displaying your figures in a just standing up normally and you want to see the back, and then the front, it's a wonderful idea. But if you can't figure out how to pose your figures to do actual battle displays, that's on you. I hate stands. Right?
I agree. Everything in the DTOLF is action pose. No vanilla posing here, which is why I can't fit anything in there. I got a whole Power Rangers battle going on. You fart funny in this room, all those figures are toppling over.
But
and then you gotta set them back up.
But leading up to it, when you walk by it, when they haven't fallen, you're looking, going, "This looks awesome."
It does. Like, what's
don't
the
get me
point?
Wrong. I do have some that are in just like standing, but they're all teamed together in a specific way. But for the most part, everything is in some sort of role that's happening, because that's how I want to see my figures, right?
Yes. They should be telling a
so,
story.
So are mine. I'm telling a great story.
A story.
They're telling a story of everybody looking up at the sky.
Yeah, they're acknowledging their tribal chief. They're putting their ones up.
And here's Ed with the shade.
Hey, you damn right they are.
Everybody just stands, floats.
Exactly.
You never have to worry about bent guns.
I know.
Broken figures. It's like Schrodinger's cat. Like, it's a great figure as long as it's unopened, but it could also not be a great figure. But you don't know unless you open it. So it's both, I guess.
Then it's like a mystery. So, like, all these people are talking about, like, oh man, my figure has these QR issues. Well, guess what? Mine doesn't have them because they're still in the box, and I'll never know unless I open them.
Now, some of them might not even have a figure in the box because there's no plastic to see them.
Shit, that is also a possibility.
You're just looking at a poster, which is really small.
I mean, yeah, there's that too. But I'm pretty sure these all have the right figures in them, unless Ted gave me some swap outs, which I.
But does Ted have those figures and not the boxes? I don't know where my boxes are, but I have the figures. It's crazy.
Why didn't I think about doing swap outs on you? Oh my goodness, you would never know. That's a brilliant idea.
I know where you live and I know where you sleep.
Oh, I never even thought of that. Windowless packaging and everything.
Well, it's a good thing that Hasbro went back to Windows.
Aaron, did you get any pickups this week?
I mean, technically I did. Kinda technically. I got this Doc Ock right here.
Sold out now again for the third time. Sold out 3 times that Doc Ock.
So does that mean if I wanted that, you could open it up, send me the figure, you could keep the box because that's all you want to look at?
Yeah. Yep. Sure could.
Yeah. Put
your order in right now. I'll send it out to you on Tuesday.
Are you an inbox collector? Wait, are you an inbox collector?
Yes and no. A lot of it is just because originally I had nowhere to put anything because I was living in an apartment. Now that we bought a house, I am just been lazy and not wanting to finish my basement so that I can have a very glorious display. The only display you get right now is the one that's behind me, and that's all you get to see. Like, I have a bunch of shit that I've gotten that I have not opened yet at all. Like, I'm behind.
Same. Forever.
Yes.
Forever.
Like, I'm gonna probably end up moving a lot of these. That's dark over there. But anyway, I have my wrestling belts over there. I'm gonna probably change that out and then make like some wrestling stuff over there. And then I got some room over there. I could probably get a couple of my Action Force and GI Joes doing something. I don't know.
Ooh, Aaron, you should do a room tour.
It'd be a very short tour. Here's all the boxes of shit that I haven't opened yet. Here's the shit that I did open.
You should pose the figures in the boxes like in action poses, like fighting and stuff.
So I for a long time, and it's almost been almost a year now. I told them I was gonna do like a inbox review. Because like everyone does like a figure review. They open it up like, hey,
Yeah.
I unboxed this, this is what's in it. I was gonna do a inbox review where I review the box. Like the tape job and like the corners, is it all pristine? Like those Funko collectors, because they're wild like that.
Don't review that Doc Ock box. It's damaged.
Is it? Oh yeah, I'm starting with this one then.
You should have a Moss Man do that.
It's
Have Moss Man review the inbox.
there it is.
So
I got it for Christmas.
So an inbox Moss Man can review another inbox.
Yes. Look at all these boxes. They feel
Man,
pristine.
I'm so sad. I don't know where Mossman is at the moment. All I have is Space Booty. So I don't know where Mossman is.
Oh,
too much stuff going on over here. All I have is Mr. Space Booty.
Did you misplace it when you were doing my second commercial?
I need to find it before I do that second commercial, I guess. Yeah.
Lord.
No, the only commercials I did this week were really short, not as fun ones due to time. No time this week. No time. Maybe tomorrow. Yeah. So that's all you got, Aaron? Doc Ock and Mossman?
I think so, yeah. Pretty sure that was it, yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. I have stuff, I think. Nothing. So all the new stuff isn't near me. I did steal one of those NECA bloody Alex Murphys. Oh my goodness. Man, I want to open that thing so badly, but yeah, I just haven't brought myself to do it.
Why?
I guess I have a pile here. Accessories. So this is my problem with opening stuff right now. I am far from an inbox collector. Like I just got everything out and about, construed everywhere. But what's annoying is like when you got to clean it all up and then you got to like bag up everything. I know I have a bag of accessories right here. Like I got to bag it all up. I got to bag it all up and then find a place for it. It's a pain in the ass. It's a chore and I don't enjoy doing that. I don't enjoy cleaning up my mess.
Or you just keep it in the box.
They tidy up really easily. They fit in cardboard boxes real nice.
Exactly.
Yesterday, so when I started, I would keep the G.I. Joe weapons separate from like the Valaverse weapons. And, I kind of separated the weapons, right?
Mm-hmm.
But never did I think that there'd be so many G.I. Joes and G.I. Joe weapons. So yesterday, I decided to bag them all. And I just did like every bat. So I just threw all the bat stuff in one bag and all the, let's say, Mercando stuff all in one bag, That way, if I ever want to break them up, put them, box them up, I can just find the bag and then figure it out. Holy shit. Are there a lot of accessories for the amount of figures that I purchased? And that was just for G.I. Joe. The Valaverse ones I just kind of put all together because I don't even know what's what there because I use so many weapons for different things, and the color might be slightly off, but there's so many of the exact same weapons and different things like that. But I separated them all. It took me a good few hours just turning on a TV show and just letting it play and doing what I needed to do.
So I have a question about G.I. Joe guns. Do you know anything about guns? Like this, my problem with G.I. Joes is I'm not a gun guy, so I don't know like who should be having what. Like if I put a pistol with a certain G.I. Joe and then like I took a picture of it, I'm so worried I'd be getting flamed. Like that's not his proper weapon. He's like a medic or a whatever, like that's not his proper assigned weapon. Do you know anything about guns, and do you have that problem?
So do I know anything about guns, or do I know anything about the weapons that came with the G.I. Joe figures?
Both.
I don't know anything about guns. I've learned along the way. A matter of fact, I had to find out because, oh my God, the amount of comments that I got that it is not a clip, it is a magazine. It is not a clip. It is not a magazine. Please stop calling it a clip. It's a magazine.
You should keep calling it a clip just for the hate.
Okay, well, here's the whole thing. I did my research on it, and I understand why they're two different things. Because there is a such thing as a clip when it comes to loading weapons, right? So some guns do have clips, or you use a clip to actually load a magazine. All right, that makes sense. There was one guy that said, hey, you know what, just so you know, it doesn't really bother me, but he kind of explained it, and that's when I went and looked at it and went, okay, you know, all it takes is for one person to be nice about things and say, hey, you know what, have you thought about just, here's the reasons why. Like, okay, you know what, that's exactly what I did. So I don't really know anything about them. I can look at the G.I. Joe stuff and I can say, hey, you know what, that's a realistic looking weapon. I'm okay with it. If it's a futuristic one, it depends on who it goes to. You know, I'm not a fan of the first round of weapons that came with those figures. I don't mind it with Cobra because they were more sci-fi as it is, right?
That was a good one.
I don't know how he texted. He didn't move, so maybe it's underneath him, and now he's acting like he's asleep again. If anyone doesn't know who Roman is, it's my dog. And yet somehow he has access to maybe one of my old iPhones that's still connected to the Wi-Fi, and he has it hidden underneath him as he's laying on the Ottoman there.
He's on that dog hub.
Not right now.
Well, obviously because you're looking at him. You can't be up on there while you're looking.
You'd have to go in the other room.
Like, oh, hold on, I gotta go get me a drink of water real quick.
But as for the weapons that they come with, I know all the weapons that come with each figure, and I can tell you for almost all the figures that have come out so far, if they're coming out with a very similar weapon, because most of the figures that they're making now, they've gone back and looked at what they were doing, and that's why, let's say, like Tunnel Rat here. The amount of people that are pissed off that he has this giant machine gun, he's a tunnel rat, and then has a scope on it, has driven people nuts. But it's like, all right, well, first off, that's how the original figure came. Except he had a giant scope, but he had a big machine gun, and people were pissed off. It's like, listen, whether or not the guys that carry, you know, the actual tunnel rats back in Vietnam carried weapons like that, the figure did. And if they gave him a different weapon, let's say a small M4, people would flip out. Oh, that's not his weapon. Why didn't you give him his weapon? People were pissed off that he has a revolver. But I was watching a Green Beret, this Green Beret show on YouTube where they watch Army movies, and they had one of the guys from SEAL Team 6 on, and he got into tunnel rats, not tunnel rat, and he said, yeah, he goes, they always carried revolvers because they were going through tunnels and they jam less. That's why he has a revolver. People were pissed off about that. But they said they'd also carry these big machine guns too, because they'd leave them, but they were always mowing people down. They couldn't carry any type of M16 or through these tunnels anyway back in Vietnam. So they carried revolvers. So a lot of times he said they would carry these big guns. The scope, I don't know. But it was on the original figure. So that's what they do. So I can tell you, looking at most of the newer figures that are being made, if that's the gun that they came with when in the O-ring form. As a matter of fact, we had done a show, and Aaron Toynhanser, who's actually here, we were showing something, and I believe it was about Tunnel Rat actually, and myself and Ryan, Dreadnought Ryan, were like, he showed the O-ring. He's like, I just happen to have the O-ring here. And we're like, that's the wrong gun. And he's like, no, it's not. And we're like, yeah, it is. And he gets out his Joe book, because he's got the big Joe book like most of us do. And we're like, hey, Aaron, there's a picture of the O-ring with it right here. And he's like, oh, shit, I've had the wrong gun on it. Like, it happens. But if you mean, like, do I know what gun goes to what person? Yes. I used to know exactly all the stuff that I had as a kid. Like, I would sit down and my ex would look at me and go, like, you can't remember what I told you to do yesterday, but you can tell me what figure is complete. I'm like, I can tell you what figure is complete in here, what figure has the accessory pack, what they're missing, what's broken on them. And she's like, really? I'm like, yeah. Why? And I'm thinking, because I like this.
I don't like listening to what you have to say.
No, it's on the calendar. That's way over there. Tell me what we're doing.
So you wouldn't ever switch up any of the weapons,
I
right?
do.
Like you do?
I do, but okay, so I'll switch up the weapons, but I always keep them. Like some guys, Tony and them, they'll start cutting stuff, and the only way that I'm going to customize anything is if I have one that is complete. And then I'll think about customizing it and changing things. But I cannot customize something unless if I have one that is complete. And I'm not planning on selling them, but I just like to have it. So, if I really do want, I can throw them all back together.
Why didn't Tunnel Rat come with a tunnel and a rat? Hasbro hasn't explained it to me. That's true.
Yeah, it's very true. Like the cardboard could have been a tunnel.
Why didn't Shipwreck come with a ship that's like, hit that's like broken?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I have no problem changing it, especially like the early weapons. None of my figures have the early weapons, other than some of the Cobras. And I'll switch them out. I mean, I switch them out. There's no doubt about it. Some of them I think just look really good with it, or I'll add another weapon to it. Again, the Valorous weapons have been, a great for the price of them and for how many weapons you get. Some of them are too big. There's no doubt about it, but sometimes you get a bigger figure like Roadblock or Gung Ho and you can use it with them. Mm-hmm. Other figures, you just kind of have to kind of throw them in the pile and be like, all right, this weapon is way too big to fit their hands.
So you mentioned that, you do dibble in the G.I. Joe, you dibble in the Valorverse. Do you find yourself using more of like the Valorverse guns with your Joes, or do you try to keep guns
the early series, yes. Now, not so much. I think the majority of the guns now are actually pretty good, or decent enough. There's a lot of soft guns. That's been a huge issue, as I think we've all discussed. And they do know about it, and hopefully they're addressing it, because some of the recent figures that I've gotten, the plastic is much stiffer, which is much better. But some of the figures with a weapon or come with a gun, like Shadow Tracker doesn't. So, I want to give him some sort of gun when I do it. But for the most part, the guns are decent, so I leave them. I don't have a problem with it. But the early ones, I changed a lot out to Valorverse. But at the same time, I have so many guns from there is a viewer of mine. He said, I want to ship you some 3D printed guns. I said, okay, cool. I think he's going to send me like 5 and they'd be all flimsy. He sent me like 30 to 40 guns. And other than the color, because some of them are red, some are clear, some are gray, they are such solid weapons. I just have to dye them black, the ones that I don't like, but they're so solid. When he said 3D printed, I was thinking, I know what 3D print can be like, but these things are solid as fuck. And they look really good with a lot of detail. I've only picked up a few like gridiron stuff. They're very pricey. I was actually looking to order some stuff today, but I was kind of on the fence. I'm like, these things are just kind of pricey right now. And there's a lot more stuff that's going to be coming, but a lot of Valorverse weapons are used on figures, but they have their downfalls too.
There's some rambles in the chat there. Do you get into any of the Gridiron Studio stuff?
Like I said, I have a couple weapons. One's actually broken. I actually just sent a picture to Tony. They warp after time. Like if you have a figure holding the pose, it will start to warp it because of the pressure. Now all you got to do is heat it up. I know that before anyone starts telling me, don't you know how to fix it? I know how to fix them. They make really nice designed weapons, but their cost is very expensive. So the reviews that you've seen on my channel, there's 3 different reviews of like loadouts. They're all from my buddy. He'll order me and be like, hey, do you want to review these? I'm like, sure I do. They actually do really well because not many people review gridiron stuff. I love the design of them, but unfortunately their price is very steep. That's why I'm looking forward to the Monster Force stuff, because they're designing all the weapons and I think they're going to be awesome. Mm-hmm. But if you just have one figure that you love and like, hey, this was not even one, but let's say you have specific figures that you loved as a kid and you're like, I want to load this guy to the fucking max. that's where you go. Pick up the load out there, do what you want. But these guys like Tony Figs and them, like everything they do, they're putting gridiron on. And I'm like, their stuff costs more than a figure. And if you can afford it, great. They make nice stuff. And I'm not going to, hey, whatever you can afford, great. Good for you, man. Go for it. Design your figure how you want your figure to be. Right. You definitely don't have to do what I do other than if you use stands.
I'm going to go on a side tangent here. So as a child, like I've always enjoyed the sword more than the gun because so this sword can go to anybody. Like you got a cool looking sword. You could go on quests for swords. You can have sword fights. My problem with the guns, which I think maybe is part of the reason why I wasn't a huge G.I. Joe guy as a kid, is someone just comes up and they go pew 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 pew, and then just everybody's dead, and I'm just like, well, okay, I guess we're done here. And with this, the He-Man and the Skeletor thing, you have a big ass epic sword fight. Now with the Origins figures, you could take off their hands and stuff. I can have amputees, man. I could just slice off somebody's arm. It's beautiful. And I'm like, yes.
And then you can get these cursed crates right here that you can get at helladopetoys.com right now.
Yes.
I have some great effects.
You can. Yes, you can. Look, we got it right here. Full of this, all this stuff. Oh, I was going to start a fire. Here's the vomit. Ooh, yeah. Vomit. And go to our Instagram. You can see it there.
I love that this just broke out into a fucking commercial.
Oh yeah, that's what we do.
Always. That's all we do.
We just became an infomercial out of nowhere.
So the next show is gonna have we're gonna run it like a infomercial where you have 5 minutes to buy the next hot item before it goes to something else.
You need the orange headset, orange headset with the speaker that sits through. Gotta have your ShamWow. Make sure you have a ShamWow so you can show hey, we started off with ShamWows. Go through all the good ones. Okay. My pillow. Because everyone needed, a specific pillow.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you.
One of those in the warehouse, actually.
I have one upstairs.
My pillow.
Yeah.
Really?
They were real cheap at Ollie's for a while.
Yep. That's where I got mine from.
I have a Tempur-Pedic bed and pillow, so I'm not one to talk about people spending money on a pillow because I have a very expensive pillow and a very expensive bed, and
I mean, you spend most of your time sleeping. You got to be comfortable.
Dude, honest to God, until you sleep on a really nice bed, you don't realize what you're missing. And I only sleep 4 hours a night, but it's still more than I do anything else.
Yeah.
Well, Aaron, I'm curious about you. Where do you stand on this sword versus gun debate? What's your style? Or are you just a man of fists?
No,
fisticuffs?
No, sir. I'm a man of the sword, especially the ninjas. A good sword takes you a long way. I mean, you can have a gun, but the thing with the gun is a gun can jam. A gun could not work, but that sword will work every time.
Yeah, unless it's dull. You went through a big old battle and you raided a village or something, and now it's kind of dull, and you go to chop off somebody's head, but you only get halfway through.
Oh, but that sucks for them. That doesn't suck for me.
I know, but it's kind of embarrassing because then everyone's that guy couldn't do it on the first try.
Oh no! See, that's what I want you to feel like. I couldn't cut his whole head off. No, I want half the head off. It was just dangling.
So, I've said this before. If someone broke into your house, there's a lot of people that might approach them. A homeowner.
I'm not shooting your ass.
Yeah, that has a gun, right? But if someone broke into your house, and you came down with a fucking samurai sword, that person is gonna look at you and go, "Holy fuck! There's something wrong with this person. I need to get." Or you had a bow and arrow and you had it aimed properly. They're gonna be like, "All right, I expected maybe to someone have a gun." But if you come down with a sword or a bow and arrow, you're showing someone that you're fucking nuts.
Well, I'm gonna have a sword. I'm gonna have the sword sheathed, then I'm gonna have the bow and arrow, and then I'm gonna have my loincloth on, and I'm gonna come out
No.
making like some weird yelling Indian noises. Like,
You're gonna come down Samuel L. Jackson style, wife beater, tighty whities, bug eyes, sword, cracked out.
Now,
what you say?
now, Aaron, being the color of your skin, will your loincloth cover everything, or will it still be hanging down a little?
Oh no, it's still gonna be hanging down, dude. That's a second sword.
Okay. Because mine would not be covered. I'll tell you, like mine would be fully covered. Like there'd be nothing hanging down. They'd be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, dude. You have enough problems as it is. We're just gonna leave here." A matter of fact, here's the money we stole. And here's some other parts.
Hey, I'm gonna give you a little extra on top of that.
Would you like the bigger TV that we stole earlier? Because wow, you got enough issues going on down there.
Like, we got you, bro. We're gonna take care of you today.
We'll be back tomorrow and drop some more shit off for you.
God damn it.
My goodness, guys.
Aaron the tripod.
That took a turn.
Woo!
I think we gotta take a break and maybe see what's up with the chat here, because boy, guys, I need a moment after that.
Oh man, yes, sir.
See, I don't always rant, but I go off on rants.
Oh man, I love the tangent twist. It's all good. I don't know how I should feel about this comment. Radnoff says a man of Aaron's age should still drinking, still reserve and stride is not to be trifled with.
I know, he's got a samurai sword.
I mean, I do somewhere. It's in a box. I mean, look, okay, sipping on the scissor, okay, like I am right now. I mean, this has been a good 20-year ride that me and Still Reserve have been on. Shit, has it really been that long? Fucking old.
You missed your anniversary, Aaron? Oh man.
Fuck my life. Anyway, Still Reserve. I'm still waiting for you, buddy. But yeah, no, I mean it's good stuff. I mean, even Ted has admitted that he enjoyed the sip that he had of the great strawberry that he had. He'll never admit it again. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine, Ed. We know. Down South 77. We need a Fat Red and Moss Man skit now.
Fat Tread.
I don't know.
Fat Tread.
Fat Tread.
It's all one word. Fat Tread, not Fat Red. Fat Tread.
I don't know if Moss Man can do a Fat Tread. Let me gonna look for my friend Fat Tread. Where's my buddy Fat Tread at? He owes me a can of spicy barbecue Pringle chips. Fat Tread. Fat Tread. I don't know if Moss Man can do it.
That's all right, Ted. Tomorrow when we have nothing to do, we can come up with some ideas.
I need to put the blob figure and find like a wig for it, and then that could be Fatred's mother. Be like, Fatred, Fatred, come to Mumsy's.
This is taking a bad turn, man.
No,
taking a very bad turn.
Listen, we just watched Anchorman the other day, and then we literally just watched Anchorman 2. Nobody talks about Dorothy Mantooth like that.
For the record, I am not talking
about Dorothy Mantooth like that. She's a fucking saint.
She's a fucking saint.
For the record, I'm not talking about Fat Red Foo's actual mother. I'm talking about hypothetical British Fatred. So that's his mother.
I will say this: you just showed that blob. That looks like the lady from. It looks like the lady from Total Recall that Arnold's underneath.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I know. Yeah, I know.
You kind of like took the when she said wigging out, and then the wig comes off.
I'm trying to make it my head. Hold on, I'm trying to line it up. Hey guys, welcome to helladopetoys.
Oh shit! This show is taking a. We're gonna get demonetized and close. Sorry guys, we're gonna create a new channel next week.
Then I wouldn't have to worry about a loincloth. I could just Peter Griffin it with my gut. You know.
You knew what you were gonna get when you asked me to come on, especially to kick off the year.
Jesus.
Oh, and because I saw what you did last year. Last year you started with laser pants and then you finished with them. That means you finished with me too. So I get at least 2 appearances on here, unless I get you demonetized.
Are you our first guest this year? Holy shit, you are! This is our 2nd show of the year. Oh my god, time eludes me.
I'm glad I know more about your show than you guys.
You know, sometimes it happens.
Look, all the days just blend
Hey,
together.
listen,
I don't know what.
If it makes you feel any better, I made it a full, I don't know, over a year doing a show all by myself. And I come to the second week of January and I can't do anything because Michigan's fucking playing. I can't pay attention. I just start throwing out fucking links to getting people to have people come on. So
run my show for me while I watch this game.
I was like, you know what? It was a bad idea to do this.
15 people on later, and they're all derailing the whole thing. YouTube comes up like, "Hey, bro."
I think people are. Honestly, I think people are waiting to see how derailed I was going to be. And you really, it was a blowout. I mean, there was really no chance of Michigan losing once. I mean, by the time the show started, it was pretty much in hand. But it doesn't matter. I know it's sports ball, Ted. You're like, what the fuck is the sports ball? Is this the one with the round ball or that oval ball? I don't know.
You kick it into the goal, right?
Yes. Don't worry, my son knows nothing about
stick
sports either. Yeah, you would think that I would be like perfectly fine, but I couldn't keep I couldn't keep my eyes off it.
See, I have money on the line on this game, so I have to like constantly pay attention to what's happening right now. But
I'm watching because I'm going to hear about it all day tomorrow since I'm in Detroit. So
yeah.
All right, but back to the chat, Aaron. Back to the chat.
Yes,
you guys. I swear to God. This is why
Roman the dog
Sunday.
Yeah, pretty much. Roman the dog just lapping up water for me. Straight edge dog here. You know what? You keep that good fight going, Roman.
Damn straight.
Appreciate you. Fat Red Food did no. The answer is no. No. Just know that the answer is
Fat Red, your toys have not come in the mail yet. Mumsy's so sorry.
The post hasn't delivered yet.
Go play with your old toys, Fat Red. Mumsy's bought you so much.
Oh my God. We had a good holiday, yes?
Oh, Fat Red.
Oh my God.
But Mom, I want to play World War II.
I want to reenact the Americans blowing up Japan.
Oh. Why, do you have planes coming out in mushroom clouds?
Ooh, that
I
would
said
be a
it.
great idea.
I can say it because my stepbrother and sister are half Japanese.
Well, all right.
Moving on.
War chest full of toys. Look who just showed up. You did. We appreciate you. 13th Prince, good evening, and good evening to you. War Chest also says, I got Tunnel Rat. How does he crawl around in tunnels with that giant ass backpack?
Well, I think all those things, honestly, I think, and that was a question that everyone asked, but it's like, hey, you know what? That's how the O-ring came. I do believe in, back in they were clearing a tunnel. It's not like they weren't coming back. They were clearing the tunnel so people could come through, from what I understand. So they're going to get their pack and their machine guns back. I mean, they weren't able to take no matter what they were. And I think he's being more facetious about it. But it does have those big, the big lights on it. And I mean, that was real. So.
Gotcha. The Briscoe 1, 2, 3, 4. Everyone, hello.
Hello, Briscoe.
Wraith Mace. I stick mini magnets in the foot pegs of my Warhammer 40K figs on a metal plate as a stand. It's actually really good.
So I saw someone else posting about that, and where they can go on Amazon, order it, basically put the magnet in the foot peg, and then you cut it off right at it, and then you put it on metal. And they were like, don't do it the other way around. You want to have a metal plate so you can put it on top of it. And I'm like, that's actually not that bad of an idea. I mean, I kind of like that because then you don't see it. My biggest issue with stands is that you can't not see them. If you have a battle pose, and I know everyone loved the way the Valiverse ones, I think they're the worst because they stick out so much. They're this big, thick. They look really nice, but unless if like there was a whole metal diorama where they dropped into, they stick up like a quarter of an inch. So your figure just doesn't look right. But even like the hexagon ones that I have, I think they're hexagon. They might not be, but there's something like that, octagon. They they plug in, but you can still see it. It needs an awful look. And they're 6-inch. You can pose them.
I want to pull out one of mine, but the closest one to me is the Power Rangers, and I don't want to mess it up. There is a YouTuber, Greg Cook, and he did a tutorial on how to make like wire stands, like flight stands mainly. They're not like flat NECA stands. But I like those a lot because you can buy the wire really cheap and then just roll it around like a can of spray paint or something like that. And then just slip it up a leg or in the back. And if you bend it right based off of the pose, like outside of, seeing a little metal at the bottom, you got enough figures in front of it, it's not noticeable. They're really nice. I like it a lot for Spider-Man and like flying in the air fighting action style poses, and they're cheap. But I understand what you're saying about the flat stands or whatever. Like they're even clear stands. They're an eyesore.
Yes, and I can deal with I really do like the Hasbro flight stands that they have. You have to overlook something flying. You can't get around something flying unless you're going to hang a long wire down, like a fishing wire from your ceiling. That's the only way you're really not going to see something like that. So, I love the Hasbro flight stands. Yes, they're clear and they're an eyesore in some ways. But again, I'm not going to be able to make Iron Man fly, without you seeing something. It just doesn't work like that. So there are some things that you do have to overlook.
I wish it did work like that, though.
I do.
Travis, you're trying to solve the wrong problems with Hexastack. You need to make Invisistack. Hexastack. Make Invisistack. And so we can make Iron Man fly, damn it. We can make Moss Man fly. We can make the Mossmobile fly.
I want you to do it just so I can watch elevate your figures, piss you off, and send you a cease and desist on that one. Oh, I'm sorry. Were I not supposed to say that?
It's public knowledge. It's fine.
It's public knowledge, and we don't care. We have no allegiance towards them. Yeah, and I don't think they're going to become our fans. So that's whatever.
I'm sorry. Here's a cease and desist. You can't use the hexagon. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that you could trademark shapes.
Right. Why don't you tell that to all the other kitchen utensil stands that all use the same thing?
Do you think the UFC has gone and trademark and cease and desist to anyone that uses anything octagon?
Oh, it'd be hilarious if they
did. Sending cease and desist out to octopuses. I'm sorry, you guys got to
change that. You got to change that stop sign. We trademarked that. Get out of here. I would have sent them a letter back with me and a picture just with
you and your wife beater and your tighty whitey loincloth with your sword looking crazy.
and my steel reserve. And maybe my dog is sitting behind me, chilling.
Yeah. Love that. What else is in the chat?
A lot of stuff.
So many things.
Enter the Toy Hancer.
Hello there.
Doctor, how's it going? Fatred said, totes, Ted, totes. This is the way.
I know. And I also want to put out there, Fatred and Fat Red Foo are two different things. Fatred is a fictional headcanon character based off of Fat Red Foo, but not actually Fat Red Foo, okay? So,
who is this fucking Fat Red Foo you're talking about?
So Fatred.
I only know a Fatred.
There's
and obviously he has a really fat mom. I found out today. Thanks, Ted.
Fat red mom.
No one talks about Dorothy Mantooth like that.
Spaced one, pretty obvious. The casuals like me that Gallagher's weapons look better than classified. He's got to get back on track there. Oh Lord, I can't. War chest full of toys. Valiber's weapons are better and they have more color. Gridiron is amazing, but the price is crazy. I think Gridiron did some weapons for Monster Force. Yes, they did. It does look amazing, and they're going to. I can't say anything bad about Monster Force except for that we can't get them. It's another
Well, no
story
one.
for another
Don't
day.
feel bad because no one can. I mean, at least you can look at it that way. It is a BBTS. I'm sorry, Mossman. I know we don't say that. But I mean, don't feel bad. It's not like they've locked you out, you know. But I mean, it does suck because, you know, that line would do really well.
Oh, yeah.
I really do think that it would do really well. And it's probably the reason why they're like, nope, we're not going to let you sell this to anyone else.
That's fine. They'll learn. One conversation turned into, oh, BBTS, we love you. You're our favorites. And then they'd be like, oh, well, could have made more
We don't
money.
say that word around here.
I say whatever I want. Okay. Say what I want. My show. I say BBTS. Big body. Never mind. Anyway, moving forward. Also, War Chest Full of Toys. That's one reason why I'm hyped about Monster Force, and it's kind of being the price and the right where it needs to be.
So I will say this, and I don't know this, but I would assume that like even the weapons that we're going to get that are designed by Gridiron from Monster Force, they won't be as good as what you're getting from Gridiron. And I've talked to a few people in the industry that have said like because of the 3D printing, the way that they do it, it's almost impossible to get that detail and mold injection. Again, the Valiburst weapons, they don't look nearly as good as a Gridiron one when you match them up. But when you look at, hey, you know what? 13 or 14 bucks for 7 or 8 weapons, you can't say that that's not a better value if you're not concerned about doing wonderful pictures and I want this figure to be the absolute best. You're just looking at it's like, hey, I want some better weapons. And again, you're looking at $13 or $14 for 7 or 8 weapons. And you're like, hell, even if 3 of them suck, I still got, 5 good weapons out of it.
So here's my question then, since we're on the conversation. So obviously we know that Bobby has dropped the price of his figures to $29.99 for his base figures. Now with Gridiron and Monster Force, they are selling their figures $36.99. Now, $36.99, and you're getting their produced figure, their produced weapons. Does that turn you more on to the fact that just because it is Gridiron involved with this line to make the price what it is, does the price now turn you off? Is it like, I can deal with it because it is an indie line? Where's the line that draws for that, in your opinion?
All right, so looking at it, Monster Force. So again, independent company. Are they $37 or $38? Either way, they're
$99.
Okay, so $37 for a figure. If you look at the first wave that's coming out, they do not say made. The weapons do not say weapons made by Gridiron. They're very campy looking.
Mm.
I look at Monster Force as something. It's an original property while being unoriginal. And what I mean by that is these are all these monster figures, but that we've had for 100 years, right? But now they're taking them and putting them in a military style where you have Dracula and Frankenstein, and they're actually going up against another type of monster, and you have regular military and zombie military. That's where I see that's where I see where I'm attracted to that because it's something different.
Mm.
I love what Bobby did. Lowering the price is something that no one is doing. All right. And we all know why. People are money, I'm not saying they're money grubbing because let's be honest, everything in life has gone up. And I know people go, Hasbro, $25 for a G.I. Joe figure. Well, that's $25. That's $25 what Target is selling it at. It's not what Hasbro is selling it at. And Hasbro has to pay your designer, the painter, the sculptor, the shipping on it, the
packaging,
the factory, I mean, there's so much stuff, and they're not making a $25 profit, like of $25. I mean, Target and Walmart, they have to make their profit, and let's be honest,
right?
They're not making 50 cents off a fucking figure.
God no.
So I love what he's doing, but I also look at it as I'm driven away by a lot of the Valiver stuff because he's used the same buck, $3.50. And if you don't know what a buck is a body. There's been $3.50 for about 3 years now, and they're just kind of mixed and matched. It is a good body. I like the fact that he goes and he fixes things when there's a problem, something you don't get from, let's say, Hasbro. It takes time for them to do it because it's a corporation. So you can't just contact Lenny and Lenny be like, hey, you know what? We need to make changes. It's going through a structure, and it may never even get to that person. And when it gets to the one person, they go, hey, we don't care. People are buying it, right? But to me, we've had the same figure over and over and over and over. And I don't blame him for constantly bringing out the same figure, changing the head, or just doing a new color, whether it be the Scarab and the Swarm, the Steel Brigade, the regular army building figure. It's the same figure over and over and over, repainted. People are going to buy it. You'd be stupid not to put it out in another color, knowing that people are going to run out and buy it.
Right.
Now, hopefully, with these new figures that are coming out in the new bucks, hopefully you're going to see something different. And I'm not even talking about articulation. You just got to get something different. There's one vest, the vest that comes with Bone Collector. I hate that vest. It is ugly. It is awful. And I'll be glad when that thing is gone. Hopefully it'll be gone soon. It doesn't really matter. I'm not buying them, so it doesn't, I'm not buying that one anymore. So, but I just think him bringing down the price because now he's able to bring up his quantity is good. He's actually passing the buck on rather than raising it. I feel he'll eventually have to go up again because everything's going up in price. I don't think it's even being greedy. It's just being, hey, you know what? Everything has gone up, and.
But I mean, doesn't that? I mean, but that does that turn into the greed part though?
No. I mean,
I'm saying, like I said, I've been in retail for so long. I've seen all the numbers. I get it, but at some point you look at, okay, just because the cost of living has risen, doesn't necessarily have to relate to I'm going to also raise my price. Which I think is what the idea that Bobby has gotten off with Valorverse is. One, he's gotten to a point where he can he's doing it on his own with his money. He's not kickstarting it, so that's great. But then he's saying, okay, I see the cost of things going up, but I'm going to do the opposite and bring things down. Because one, I can do that because I'm looking at my costs. I'm looking at what the end product says. I'm looking at everyone else putting their prices up. I see it as a win-win. Now, to your point, could he at some point say, okay, well, maybe now I have to put it up because that's how things are going to go? Maybe. I just don't. I don't know. I think at this point where he's at now, and the Vanguard was about to end, so the Vanguard getting ready to drop, a 112 vehicle under 200, not a crazy price. I don't know. I don't see it.
And I'm not saying the next wave. I'm not saying, hey, in April he's going to raise the price again. But I'm going to say he just moved into a new facility, right? I'm assuming that facility is bigger. Usually with bigger place comes more costs. With more stuff going out, you have to hire more employees or hire employees in general, right?
Right.
All of that stuff goes into it. Now, if
you're talking more like the back end stuff, not so much the other half.
Okay. And again, with the price of plastic, if it does go up, now if he's just an honest guy, and we know things go up and down, right? We also know that when a company raises the price, they normally don't bring it down. So the only way G.I. Joes are ever going to go down in price, in my opinion, is if they kill the classified line and come out with a new line that's called something different. Because once it hits a price point, nobody wants... Food is the only thing that really fluctuates up and down. They never bring down the price of a car. They come out with a new model, and they'll bring it in a little bit lower, knowing that it's going to go up again, right?
Right.
Again, I love the fact that he's willing to say, hey, you know what? I'm making a decent living on my own. Now, who knows what his financials are? He may be self financial, and he doesn't need to worry about it. He looks at it and says, "Hey, everything that I'm bringing into this company, I can put right back into this company. I don't have to take a paycheck. I don't know what his financials are. I would assume he's doing pretty well because he actually did lower the price of his action figures. So I think it's wonderful, but I do think in time you will see that he'll probably have to raise them again. But then again, all he has to do is say, "Hey, listen, for a year or 2 years, I went down to $30. I brought down my figures to $2, and now prices are starting to go up again. Now I have to raise them back up to that." People are going to look at it and go, "Well, he's just gone back up to what his original price was for 2 years. He gave us a break."
I mean, and I'm sure that most people wouldn't bat an eye to that. They've paid that $31.99 price for a couple years now. Or you can go on the complete opposite side of the spectrum and say, "Oh, guess what? I want to lower it again." I'll go to the price of classified now at $24.99. I'm not saying that's going to happen, so don't put that out into the world.
Here's the other thing: all the figures that are coming out right now, these molds have already been used over and over and over and over, right? So it's being reused. He's getting a lot of money out of those bucks. And again, at $32 for one of those figures, it's not a bad price at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need all those hands. I've been on record. I don't need all the hands. I don't need the stands, obviously.
Right.
But he gives you nice guns. The first wave, it was stiff. You needed to heat it up, okay? I'll say it again. The only reason why people came down on the Valiverse product because it needed to be heated was because he went out and he blasted other companies saying, "You don't have to heat your figures. You don't have to, you don't have to be an established company. You can come right out of the gate and have figures that don't need to be heated. Then they all need to be heated." Guess what? It's part of this community is heating the figures. But what he did do was he changed the plastic. He did fix certain things. And I said this before. Matthew Matson and I have discussed it numerous times. That special deployment series, almost a perfect figure. That plastic was almost perfect. You could not ask if you said, "Hey, you know what? What is your perfect figure? If every figure come out this way, how would it be?" I'd say the special deployment series. If every classified came out like that, I would be thrilled. Mm-hmm. But then you look at the female figures and you saw a lot of breakage. They felt like Series 1. I think he switched. I think he went to a different factory, so the plastic seemed different. I didn't have any issues with mine, but I did see more than enough to know that there was breakage. There's breakage on the necks. There's breakage on the ankles. Shit's going to happen.
Yeah, you said it yourself. I mean, he's gone back. He's listened to all the feedback, whether positive, negative, or in between. You got that new plastic style for SDS. Sure, the first wave of the female figures, there were some issues. Guess what? I probably could put a good amount of money on that the next wave for the female characters that he does will be an upgrade of those female figures.
And here's the thing here's a huge thing with QC issues. And I know people say you're a show for Hasbro, which I don't know why, because I've never gotten anything free from them. Everyone thinks, "Oh my God, look at all these QC issues." Okay, I get it. Here's what you have to understand. Everyone has this on their phone. Everyone has social media. So when something is broken, whether it be Valiverse, Mythic Legions, Classified, it doesn't matter who, they're taking a picture of it, they're putting it on social media, and they're saying this is garbage. Right. Well, again, it comes out, well, how many people got a good one compared to a bad one, right?
Oh, yeah. You're talking about a handful of people opposed to the millions that may have gotten it.
Yes, and that picture is going to get taken and run with when it's something bad. Okay.
Oh yeah, because now you're headhunting. Because now they're gonna go. Now that person will look at that picture. They go like, "Oh man, but now look at this. I'm having the same problem. This is my issue." But there's nothing wrong with it. You're trying to egg on the fact that you think there's something wrong with it.
Yeah, I've reviewed every single classified figure, and I've had ones with broken arms right out. I've had very few issues, but I'll get people in the comments saying every single one of mine is. I was like, okay, I'm in the community. I'm not saying that there aren't any QC issues. This is the experience that I had with mine. Just like with the Helix, arm was broken. Mine wasn't like that. Okay, well, great. I don't know what to say. You saw that it was broken. Like,
Right.
Same with the Night Ops Steel Brigade. That was a video. I did it. The head snapped right off.
Oh, wow.
Right down here, the shoulders split. It came right off.
Mhm.
I had people in the comments saying, "You need to heat your figure up before you do that." I'm like, well, it split. Then I had numerous people sending me pictures of theirs doing the same thing. Also, their Delta figure, the Delta figure. They were made at the same time, all having the same issue, right? So yeah, it was an issue. Not everyone had the issue. Not everyone's going to. But again, when I do my reviews, I'm going to point out everything. And again, it's coming from my opinion, and it's coming from an unbiased opinion because I don't get anything for free. I have nothing to win or gain from anything. But it's just like, I understand that some people have a different experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I have an issue when people lie about things. When I watch people on their reviews, and you can tell they're doing everything they can to break the figures. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So here's a perfect example. I'm gonna keep I'm gonna keep his name out my mouth because I don't want him to get mad.
Yeah, we don't
We
need another
know.
video.
So the Hawk figure, his arm came off, right? It popped right back in, right? Thing just came right out. I believe it was down south 77. Numerous mole rats. Same issue. I have 2 mole rats, no issues whatsoever. I think he got to the 7th one before he had one that the arm didn't fall right off.
Mm-hmm.
I contacted Lenny about it. I talked to Lenny about it, and they're using a new style butterfly joint, right? And he said, yeah, that's one of the things we know. It's going to be easier for them to pop off, but it's easy, but it's also easier for them to pop back in. Just like Motu stuff, right? Motu's arms come off really easy. Same concept. And they're using the same type of shoulder joints that McFarlane does, right? So I did a whole thing, and I talked about it. And I even told Lenny, and he was like, thanks, of maybe keep some people from messaging me, but I don't have to answer. So this guy gets all mad, says that I'm a shill and I do this and whatever because I said his name, and that I'm saying that Hasbro doesn't have a problem. This is a QC issue. So then he comes out on a video. This is the first time I'm telling this. Other people know because I've talked to him. He comes out with Hawk, right? Mm-hmm. I just happened to find it, and I'm going to show you. And he puts it up. The figure's in a T pose. He's holding it like this, and he pulls it off, and both arms come off. And he's like, oh, yeah, total QC. Listen, asshole, if your fucking viewers aren't fucking smart enough to realize you had already pulled those arms out and you were holding them in like this, because guess what? If I decide that I want to pull these arms off like this, oh, wow, look, only one will come out. You know why? Because you need tension on both of them.
Yeah. So
if you're holding it like this and you pull them both off and they both come off, it's because you had already popped them out. Unfortunately, some of your viewers could fucking figure that shit out. But I ain't going to say your mouth. I'm going to keep your name out my mouth, all right? Right? Anyway. I'm not going to get into that because I'm sure he's probably going to do a fucking video or whatever. But anyway.
He doesn't watch us. It's fine.
That's the type of shit. Like, you're lying to your fans, and unfortunately, they can't figure it out. All right? Well, we were on QC issue, right? Did we get a QC?
Yeah. I think so.
Anyway. So I got people that will call me show because of something like that. I know everyone has a different experience. Again, some of them are, some of them are, some people have a good experience, other people have a bad. And maybe you have like a bad experience on one figure and you're like, hey, you know what? I'm done. I'm never going to buy it again. Well, that's up to you. I'm realistic in what I'm spending money on. We talked about, Valiver's, lowering his prices. I look at, Mythic Legions and it's like, they're expensive. You're not going to get great articulation. But what you're paying for is good paint quality, great sculpt, and everything's going to look really nice.
Mhm.
As a matter of fact, tomorrow my topic is about the price of these figures.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of hate out there for the Cosmic Legion line for their issues. I mean, like look at all the stuff that Four Horsemen has put out, and what just almost they're on their almost 20-something year anniversary coming up, and this is the one line where there's a massive known issue. Come on.
So that's what Ted was saying before we went live. I didn't realize there was any issues with the Cosmic Legions.
Yeah, but the thing is, they also told you about it. So it's not like, hey, I'm messing with this, and I found an issue. They said, hey, we know there's an issue. We're telling you about the issue. We're telling you how to, work around the issue. Now, Four Horsemen, they'll do their thing. If there's an issue, they'll fix it, or they'll try to do what they can to get you taken care of. But like, who puts a note in their box that says, hey guy, I just Mr. Man who gave me your money, I just want to let you know that there's something wrong that we've figured out with this figure. Here are the steps you need to take to avoid further problems. No one does that, or very few people do.
Well, that's what Bobby did for Valiverse, and people were like flipping out because he put a letter in there saying that you have to heat the figure up. Again, Mythic Legion's been doing it for how long?
This is like 20-something years now.
Yeah. So again, that shows that someone is doing, in my opinion, they're taking the proper steps. Again, I don't heat figures up unless if I have to. Right. But I'm also doing reviews and I'm showing you. And then every single one, when you see me doing it, I'm like, don't try and be He-Man. Don't, if you think that it's going to break, go heat it up. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just showing you, right away if it needs to or it doesn't. There have been many times when I'm done, I get to the articulation, I'm like, all right, I'm going to stop it. I'm going to go heat this up. I'll be right back. And I guarantee you, if I was doing the Valiverse figures series 1 and I do them like I do them now, I would probably have been heating those things up right away because they put a sign in there. They let you know this. And we already knew there was an issue. And they came in like winter in Michigan. So they were going to be frozen no matter what.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
Me neither. It's fine.
It's like you guys were determined to get me on some fucking rant or something.
No, it's fine, man. No,
ignore that private chat message that said get you to rant. It's fine.
See, we were really winging this because normally we send show notes, have topics or whatever, and I was just like, you know what? Let's just talk about toys with the dude, and the show will take care of itself. And boy, has it. It has taken care of itself. Like, I'm glad I didn't write show notes for you because we'd still be on like the first thing, and we would have gone a whole path all around town. And I'm like, well, shit, we got to get back to the second thing. And wouldn't even get there. So this is good. I love this.
And again, like for me, like with my show, I try not to get personal with things because there's no reason to get personal. Unless if someone is specifically lying about things, or again, people are going to say, well, what about Viper Island? What about, when you go off on Brian Flynn about, well, I'm like, I feel that they've lied. Like they flat out have lied about things. That is completely different. Actually, I know Viper Island has. That's a whole nother story. But, and he actually made it personal. Fuck him. Anyway,
it's fine.
But
they don't watch the show.
Sometimes if you criticize a product, their fans will attack you.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they will attack you. And that's where I know a lot of people walk on eggshells around Valiverse and stuff, is because they're scared if they say something negative about the product. And I don't want to say negative. They say something honest about it, that they're going to get attacked on the 3POA. And we've seen it happen. And again, I'm not being personal about anything because again, these people aren't my friends. I don't want someone to attack me personally. You want to attack my show? Go ahead, man. Like, attack my show. I mean, I'm not gonna lose any sleep.
We know you love Ohio so much. It's fine.
Listen, I'm gonna be very kind because these fine people are from Ohio.
There are some new houses being built behind me. You are more than happy to move in right behind me. We could be cool next behind neighbors.
If you guys think that I'm grumpy now, imagine me living in Ohio, let alone in the Columbus area.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna milk that all day. I'm gonna take my son to school, and then I'm gonna have my camera. I'm gonna walk past your house, just for the whole sake for people to know. Like, I'm gonna knock on your door at like 7:30 in the morning. Like, hey, are you awake? Just taking my kid to school. He's just right down the road. It's fine.
I just want to say, like, so Ed's moving here to Ohio. You could become his roommate. You guys can move in together. It'd be like a whole sitcom thing. Roman the dog would be there. It'd be like 2.5 Men.
I can't even imagine what it would be like Ed and I living together.
Because he'd want to go take a walk. He'd be like, come on, Larry, let's go take a walk by the creek. And you're like, fuck that. I'm not fucking stepping foot in this fucking shithole.
Is there a concrete sidewalk there? Then we can go.
My dog will not be drinking Ohio water.
Not getting my toys all muddy.
He only drinks that pure Michigan.
He just started looking at me like, we're not really moving to Ohio. No, we're not. Don't worry about it. We're not moving to Ohio. All right, we're not moving to Ohio. No way in hell. All right. Although, is it over 9 degrees there right now?
No.
Okay. But it doesn't really matter because I'm not leaving my house.
More than one, less than 100. That's the answer. No, it's cold. I went to the store, and like the temperature in my car said it was 9 degrees outside, but then I pulled up my weather app. It was like with wind chill, it was like -4. I'm like, nah, I need to go.
Yeah, it was. He didn't even want to go outside yesterday because it was windy, but it was like 16 degrees, but it was windy.
Yeah,
and I've said it before. 30 degrees and wind, I will take 10 degrees and sunny with no wind every fucking day of the week because that wind just ruins everything. So he finally went out when he really, really had to go to the bathroom, which, you know, and then when he goes out, he'll chase, like, if he sees a cat, he'll chase it. Then I got to get him to come in. Like, your paws are starting to burn. I know they are. Get your ass in here, dumbass.
But there's a cat. I got to go get it.
Oh, and I have all these strays around me.
Mm-hmm.
So I have all these strays that he goes after.
There's one that goes down my alley every day, and my dog. I had to put him on a leash because he will not come back in. He will not come back in on command, not at all. Like it was to a point I was actually late to work because I had to chase him in my backyard to get him in the house. So now he's on a leash so that I can at least grab the leash outside. Like, and it's a 100-foot leash, so you can go to the entire backyard.
Yep.
But I need you to come in when I tell you to come in.
We had skunks. The neighbor had skunks living in their old shed, right? He got sprayed about 3 times one summer.
Yeah, that's great. I
don't know how. Like, I can't see where his paws are, so he might be typing. So he got sprayed like 3 times one year. So I know exactly how to clean, but it doesn't matter whether you clean them or not. That smell is still going to resonate for days. A matter of fact, I went to an office and the the guy was like, I'm like, I know I got sprayed by a skunk. He goes, I can tell. I went, oh, you can? He's like, I lived on a farm. I'm like, okay. He's like, but I had one of those long leashes too for the backyard. And so I would put him out there at night. So I could do the same thing, pull him in. And he went and he popped the collar right off. But it didn't matter.
Yeah, mine gets close because like if the boys put them on the leash, they don't clasp it all the way. So it's clasped just enough that it'll hold it. But like if he's found a way, if he turns his neck just right, he can get it to pop off, and then he's just he's running all around the whole backyard.
I use a harness when I take him for walks or go anywhere, but if he's on the collar, if he turns around and goes backwards, he can pull it off because his head is the same size as his neck.
Mm-hmm.
We found that one out the hard way.
Nice.
When he decided to pull backwards while we were eating, and I went, son of a bitch. Luckily, he didn't go anywhere, but you're like, can't let him go backwards.
So before we step away from the Valaverse subject, I mean, I'm sure it might come back up or whatever. I would like to say that if anybody really likes the Valaverse product, but maybe doesn't want to specifically buy from Bobby, you can pre-order Valaverse at helladopetoys.com right now. We are proud Valaverse retailers. And then also for anybody that's getting the wrong impression, because I don't know, I don't want anybody to think this is any anti-3POA or anything. They take really good
I
care
order
of us
Valaverse stuff from you guys.
And no, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Look, we love Bobby and we love his figures, but we do not buy it if you come buy it from us. Because Bobby's still getting his money. We're still paying the man. You can come buy from us. It's okay. And I know some people choose to do that, for whatever personal reasons they may have. And, that's your personal reasons. And cool. But, yeah, I just want to put that out there for anybody interested in Valaverse stuff. And, yeah.
No, I still ordered figures. I ordered the figures through you guys. Again, code APTW, right?
That's right. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, we don't know anything about any.
We don't know
yet.
about no codes.
Okay.
There's no codes there.
Listen, I want to say this. So when I got my Entertainment Earth code, I'm not going to say it because I'm on your channel.
Say it. We don't care.
They come back and they're like, what would you like your code to be? And I said, a punk, right? A punk. Okay, that works, right? And then when you set up the code test, you're like, here, your code is APTW, a punk with toys, right? Is that right? APWT. And I'm like, that is so much cooler than doing a punk. Why didn't I think of that? I might have had to have 5 letters when I did that, maybe. But I just remember thinking, like, that's so much cooler than the one that I have from Entertainment Earth.
We are innovative. We come up with cool names for the things that we don't know what you're talking about.
It took me a while for people to, when they're referring to me that way, to understand it. Because it still looks kind of weird to me. Because, like, BBTS, I know you don't like hearing that. It flows off the tongue, right? It's very, everything kind of moves. But A Punk with Toys, APWT, it just doesn't flow. I think a Punk with Toys just is easier. It actually has less syllables when you think about it. So,
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can talk about other things.
Apparently, Roman's telling Mr. Wonderful that he's going to need enough hexastacks to get me. I love it.
Listen, my neighbor has 2 pit bulls. Now, they can't even let them out together because they'll run into each other chasing after him, and then they start dogfighting. And I don't know if you've ever seen a dogfight. I've never seen an actual dogfight. You're black. I'm assuming you have.
You racist asshole.
I'm Mexican.
Is that the Michigan coming out? Is that what Michigan folk be saying?
I live close enough to Detroit. I know.
Fair enough.
I live close enough to Detroit. I know what they're doing with pit bulls there.
I'll give you that.
Listen, I'm not even gonna say it. I'll just say, listen. If you ever met me in person, if I'm talking to you like this, you and I are buddies.
Oh yeah, that's why I don't care. It's fine.
Again, it's like comedians. When comedians go down a certain path, it's because they're jokes. Yeah. When someone means it from their heart, that they're just a hateful person.
So I wanna throw this up real quick. So you're talking about APWT, how that doesn't roll off. So we end up with HDT a lot, and it almost kind of sounds like like an STD, And I'm like ew. I'm like, oh, that's us.
It
That's
seems like a
us.
home improvement channel, or
Maybe.
but that doesn't HDT. No, helladopetoys. It just it flows.
It's
It all
hella dope,
works together.
It's hella dope. But I understand why people do it, especially when they're typing real fast. And
Oh, I do too.
yeah, like
It's taking me a little bit of time to see it. And at first I even was like, what? Oh, okay. But I also would be on like bigger channel, like I'd be in the chat.
So our channel's not big enough for you? Is that what it is? Are we small time? You just appeasing the humans to be here?
Well, I was trying to give you guys a boost, Ben. Me being such
Oh, okay.
a large channel
that's
I
why
am.
that's why he linked it. That's why he linked it,
No, I would be in like bigger channels, like the one that is opposing you guys right now, or the one that's on Tuesday, and I would see people that I know, right? And they say, "Hey, Lawrence, what's up?" And I would always, like, anytime I see someone refer to me as Lawrence, like in GDL or Toy Anxiety, I'm always wondering, like, how many people are looking at that going, "Who the fuck is Lawrence? I don't see any Lawrence in here," because obviously my name's not in there at all. So people are looking at it like, who are they talking to? So I always find that interesting to see my name actually being brought up.
So lately I've been going in to live streams under the helladopetoys YouTube name, and mainly because I keep forgetting to switch because I'm always doing something like promoting what's coming up or what's out. So then, like, when I think I was on Bill's stream, Weird Fantastic Toy Reviews this afternoon. I was watching his show, and he goes, "Oh, helladopetoys is here." I'm like, "Oh, not one." I didn't switch profiles. God damn it! But every once in a while, I have to be on this name, so I just like to hear people say it, just for the mere fact that you have to say it, especially if I pay your $2 in a super chat to make you say it. It just brings me joy. It brings me joy. I will gladly give you $2 of my hard-earned money to make you say helladopetoys, just so you can say it.
It is an effective strategy to promoting your, to promoting your show and your brand. Not so much your show, but your brand. And again, so for me, like, I know when the channel started, growing and different things like that, I would never go into another show. I would never go into another show and start promoting my show. If someone said, "Hey, I caught your show or I caught your review," thank you. But I'm never going to go in and talk about my own show. But I figured if you're in enough channels where they're like channels and you're chatting back and forth, someone will eventually just kind of click on your name and find out, oh, wow, this person has a channel. Then they kind of migrate over, to checking out what you guys do. And I think what you do, and I think that's what you should do. I've had issues with people that do that. When people go in and they're constantly promoting their stuff, I don't care if you're friends with them or not. No one is tuning into helladopetoys. I mean, maybe they are right now because I'm on here. But if you have laser pants on, no one is tuning in here to hear me say, "Hey, you know what? Check out my show tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I ramble for 3 hours." That was my plug. But like, no one's going in, no one's stopping in and Toy Anxiety to hear me talk about, "Hey, have you guys check out my show? Did you see my review?" Like, I hate when people do that, and luckily we really haven't had it happen on mine. Matthew knows how I feel about it. I'll give someone one chance, and then it's like,
I don't go into like streams like, "Oh, hey, buy stuff for me." I mean,
no, you're not. But you're going in as that, and it's.
I have.
Oh no, I know you. we've had that talk. Yes, I know you do. But like mine is like for like Bill, for instance, like when I went on there, he's like, I don't know which one you want. Is it Ted or is it Aaron? I'm assuming it's Ted. So everyone assumes when it's when they see Hello Dope Toys, it's you. It's not me.
Mine. I only go under
well,
mine.
Like I said, I thought it was under mine, but I forgot that I made that post under the YouTube channel that we were getting in Jamiroquai. So I made a post on the community tab saying, "Hey, Jamiroquai is coming." And then I went into like a bunch of streams, and I was like, "Hello Dope Toys, Hello Dope Toys." Like, what are you talking about? Like, then I look at the name. I'm like, oh, fuck, I forgot to change my name.
It's never me because I'm too lazy to switch out on my phone. It's too much hassle to do it on my phone, and I'm always watching y'all from my phone or from my TV, and then just chatting from the phone.
Yeah, that's what I do a lot too.
And that's the problem. My phone is connected to my MacBook, so like whatever profile I'm logged into, it is also logged into it. So it just automatically loads in. I'm like, okay, here we go.
But again, if you're in there as Hello Dope Toys, it's not a big deal. You're chatting. You're not going in there like, hey, you know what?
Oh yeah,
you should really check out my show on Sunday. Like,
no, yeah, we don't do that.
Yeah, and like I refuse to do that. I refuse to go in. Like a lot of people are like, hey, I saw your review, on this, and I'll be like, hey, you know what? Thanks a lot. Like, but I'm not going to sit there and talk about it. Like if someone else brings it up, I'll say, hey, thank you. Or they say, hey, I love your show on Monday. Oh, thank you very much. And if someone says, hey, do you have a show? I'll be like, yeah, it's Monday, whatever. But I don't go in there to promote it because the way that I see it, and you guys know this. Like on my, if I like you, I'm going to promote you. When I go run through the names, I'm going to say, hey, dude, check out this guy's, I'm going to check out this guy's, channel. Check out them. Hey, I push you guys as much as I can, on my stream.
Yeah, we appreciate it, but I mean, it is what it is.
But like Cobweb, I've never seen a guy that. He grabs other people's stuff. He always grabs mine. He always grabs Allison's stuff. He puts it on his Instagram. He puts it on his Facebook. So every time I see him in my chat, again, and if anyone wonders, yes, I am Italian, mixed Italian, Italian Mexican. The hands are going.
Wonder where we were going with that. Whatever you feel like being at any given moment. Like,
I'm Italian today.
I'm also a mix, so my mom was a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna promote your stuff. Like you don't need to come in here and promote in my channel. I am going to push your channel when I see you. Aaron got like 9 new subscribers. He's like, hey, I got 9 new subscribers. Thank you very much. I'm like, dude, you're one of the best people in the business right now. Like you are what we need in this community. I don't say business, it's not a business, in this community. But yeah, I don't know what the hell we're talking about. It's pretty much how my show goes.
Well, we were talking about bouncing around and promoting, and like that's how we got to the dances by participating in the YouTube toy community, and we were blessed with a lot of help along the way. Like, I mean, you've helped us. The 3POA has helped us. Rocco has helped us. Frank on Instagram helps us. I mean, everybody from Oz to Radnom, Brick and Adam and all of them, like all those people, everybody in the community has been really good to us. And, all we did was just pop into some chats. So I don't even know how all this worked out in the first place, to be honest. I don't even know. But,
and you guys aren't showing up on every show. Like you're not whoring yourself out to every show.
Well, I mean, that was my goal for this year, but you just ruined that one.
Well, you can do it.
Well, no, you ruined it. I can't whore myself out now. I gotta wait. I gotta let the moment pass. Then maybe after tax season, that's what I'll do. Yeah. Then people have money. Like, hey guys, I'm in your stream.
But again, we all do it. I mean, someone hit me up, Friday night. Hey, do you want to come on? I was on for like 3 hours. I really didn't plan on it. I had nothing. It was 10 minutes before. I was like, yeah, I don't have anything else going on. Next thing I know, it's like 4:00 in the morning. I'm going to bed. And then Oz is always has his streams. So I know a lot of people show up in there.
Yeah.
But you do see a lot of guys that they're bouncing around from channel to channel, and it's fine. I mean, if that's how you can get yourself out. Yes, Roman, come up here, buddy. Come up here. Hi. There's Roman. Look over there. I know. No, hold on. Let me get the boy to let you out. If he said he's not supposed to be on the video game, but he sounds like he is. He's gonna hit mute because you guys don't need to hear me yell.
That's fine. We're gonna keep talking to the chat. So
yes, do that.
We still have a lot to start. I mean, I think we got through like 3 chats.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's fine though. It's this flowing. It's good.
Oh yeah, I mean this is the new model that we decided that we wanted to go with. Go away from the scripted stuff and let things just kind of naturally happen. And then when you got a guest that you can like bounce things off, and then you bounce off the chat, everything becomes great. So it's fine. So let's get back to the chat, shall we? JLS Comics, what's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you.
Hello there.
Hello there. Woody. I like pretty much all the Hasbro weapons except the I think that's supposed to be Gung Ho.
Yeah, he meant
Gung Ho. Yeah, whatever. And of course, all the early roadblocks that Space Gun is trash.
So quickly about that, if Woody is still listening, that the Gung Ho, one of the Gung Ho weapons, and that fork gun look really good on the bats because they match the color and they're very futuristic.
Good to know. Brick something. I'm a sword over guns too. Appreciate that breakdown, Ted. I said I love a good sword. Like I said,
that's what she said.
Damn, are we that far behind in the chat?
We are.
Jesus Christ!
This was like at the beginning.
Yeah, like I said, we every time we go to the chat, we always get derailed towards something else, and just come back to it. So, Brick, have you ever watched the replay? That was for you, my friend. Jesus Lord. Thanos, one of my old roommates heard a noise one night and woke me up in his tiny whities with a shotgun. That's concerning.
Yes.
So stay away from your place because your roommate has a shotgun. Bet. Okay, good.
And you're gonna come out in tiny whities.
I mean, no, tiny whities, that just happens. The Briscoe, that third leg is distraction. Is the distraction? Yes, sir. That's how you keep on wondering. Like, well, how the fuck does he do that? And then bang, hit you with that sword. JLS Comics says guns with swords attached. Now
laser beams on their heads.
Laser blades on their freaking heads. Yes. A good old classic Dr. Evil. You gotta have that. Robert's Infinite Realms. I thought the blob head looked like Andy. Kinda, yeah. You kind of see that. Definitely.
John Candy wasn't that fat.
No. Well, I mean, there was a time he was. He was a big boy.
So you're saying that Thatcher's mom looks like John Candy?
Oh shit! No comment. Anyway, Thanos Copter. If you want to get demonetized, just show off my Magneto exit. Oh yeah,
no.
Go follow Thanos Copter on Instagram, people.
Thanos, half of your Instagram will get demonetized.
Like
I did see. Hold on, I was going through one of our distributor websites, looking at stuff that's coming out like later. And there was a figure that came out. I'm like, man, I'm not saying I'm saying that this figure is like badunkadunk, but man, Thanos would do some wonders with this figure. And I thought about just ordering one and sending it to him just for the mere fact, just to see what he would do with it. So if you get a random package in the mail, Thanos, just know from my heart, it came from me, knowing that you will probably do something inappropriate with said figure.
He'll probably caption it a random package.
Ooh. Even better.
Speaking of a random package, I'm waiting for a package from Random. It should have been here Saturday, but fucking post office.
Well,
we'll give him a break because he lost his power, and hopefully he's still watching.
No. I'm not blaming him. I'm blaming the post office.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No,
screw those guys.
But you just said random package. Hey, let's slip that.
Zoran the Barbarian says, New Year's announcement, I stopped collecting toys. I call Cat. I bet you just bought something yesterday. I don't even know who you are. I'm gonna call Cap right now.
Yeah,
Like,
we say
you
cool
went,
words like Cap on this show.
yeah, you went to Target and you bought something. I bet you
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, you bought it. Had all the Riz.
All that. No, that's the wrong
Period.
way.
On God.
So hold on. So Ted, you're the only one that's gonna get this. So I'm gonna say just because you'll understand this. So Caden, Blanton, like his license plate says on Todd. So everything we say is based on his license plate that says on Todd.
I say on Todd all the time.
So it makes it hilarious now that you just said that. So
On God,
anyway,
period. No cap.
Moving forward. Jason Evangelista. Hi, Ted. Hi, Aaron. Hi, Jason. How's it going?
Hi.
Hey. And then we got K-Dog Broadcasting, taking classified out of the vacuum like plastic scares me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's
yeah, they get stuck and you're like, oh, I don't want to pull this too hard. He's just gonna rip right in half.
Yep, and then it does. And then you're disappointed with life.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you're like, well, I'm glad I got this from Ollie's. because that doesn't happen from the ones that you buy from helladopetoys, okay?
Exactly.
You can go to helladopetoys.com right now, buy some G.I. Joes. You don't have to worry about that problem. It's not.
So I've never really felt that way other than this mutton junkyard. Holy shit. That thing was so packed in there. And I had two of them, and of course they were the exact same. That thing was a pain to pull off.
Mm-hmm.
I hated it.
Oops.
Oopsies.
I didn't mean to pull that up yet.
It's fine.
We will, but I didn't mean to.
13th Prince, there should be a Mossman break from time. Dude, you know what? That's a great idea. Just to have a random like Mossman, like 5-second like little pop up that comes in.
Well, that's why I'm trying to get a couple extra commercials, so I don't have to play the same one every time.
Yeah, I need to make like a breakaway, like if we have to like pee, like Lawrence does, and it's just like the Space Booty song, you know.
Like, touch the space booty.
Touch the space booty. And make it like all 80s like, where it's like fading between scenes. Maybe it's between like a space backdrop. Space Booty. I don't know if that beat works for the song. Space Booty. Oh, if he had a piano. Space Booty.
Space Booty. You got to hit it with that like that Roger Troutman.
Ed or Radnom, where can I get a 1/12? Oh, actually, you know what? I have the Elton John piano. We'll use that.
Is that the one from PowerCon? Could you open it up there?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we're about to use that. Okay, I'm done. I will do that all day.
Wade Howlettson, I will buy Action Force from Bobby with the same logic that I use to separate Michael Jackson from his music. You got to separate the artist from the man. I mean, I understand the logic between the two. I really do. I mean, you could also throw like an R. Kelly in that same conversation if you want to put it that way.
Yeah, am I not allowed to listen to the remix to Ignition anymore? Is that?
Oh no, you are. Free
I have a hard time listening to Michael Jackson. I'm just gonna say it. That guy was a pedo. Everyone fucking knows it. He's a sick bastard. All right, I'm not gonna go off on it, but good fucking lord, my ex won't even let my kids listen to the fucking songs in the fucking car, and I can't even be mad about it. Sorry. I watched that HBO documentary when it came out with those two kids, and I was so disgusted.
Well, first off, it's HBO. They're trying to exploit whatever they can exploit with his two children.
No, not his two kids.
The two kids that yeah, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. No. First off,
we're not talking about this.
Never mind.
It's not political. You guys brought up.
We'll say that for our other channel that we will be launching later on in the year. That's
But
coming,
listen-
by the way.
But okay, so he said I will buy Bobby's stuff and separate them. Well, but if you buy from helladopetoys and you use the code APT, what is it? AP
I don't know anything about a
We don't
code.
know what you're talking about.
APWT. You
We've
might
never
get
made a
a
code
little
in our entire
discount
lives.
there. Just saying.
Never
don't
made
know.
a code. Don't know anything about a code.
We don't make codes. We don't know where they come from. Wherever we're going, there are no codes there.
I'm just saying, you can save a couple bucks.
Anyway,
Don't know anything about it.
And they ship out next day, and then they get it
When
they
we
get it.
have it, not when it's on pre-order.
yeah, please
not
read the
made yet.
description that says, "Hey, this is when your stuff is supposed to ship." Not, "Oh, hey, I ordered this and it says pre-order, but I need it tomorrow." Yeah, that's not happening, bro. But good luck.
Yeah.
I wish you well. A controversial comment, if you want to dive into that. I know we're not trying to play the toxic line, but there's that.
He corrected it later
Yeah,
on,
he
but
corrected
that's a sore spot for us.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
so
Holistic things.
I'm gonna put this out there too. We love Shartimus, and we appreciated the opportunity that we had to work with him. We appreciated him coming onto our show. Can't say I'm a fan of the color scheme or the name though. That's all. I hope the show does well. I hope they have a blast. Don't
Wait,
like
does
the
he have a
color
new
scheme or
show?
the name.
He does.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it
did
goes
not know
every-
that.
Every other Saturday.
No, I think it's every Saturday.
It is every. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've
it's
only
every
watched it
Saturday.
Twice. It's hella sick figs.
He's going up against the 3POA though, and that's a tough time slot. Well, I mean, they probably have two separate fan bases, so
I would say they have two different.
yeah,
They have two
yeah.
separate fan bases. In
yeah.
my
So
opinion. I
he'll
don't think
grow
they
on
should-
his own fan base and whatever. I haven't gotten the opportunity to watch it because I'm usually watching the 3POA, and I haven't really caught the replays. I have enough replays to watch, but we hope the show does well. I just wish the colors were different and maybe the name was a little different, but he's been saying hella sick since what, 2012, 2013, a long time. He's been saying he's got it. I got an autographed Shartimus Prime big time letdown Spider-Man poster, and he says stay hella sick on there. So I get it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'll just say I don't like it. I wish him the best. I don't like it.
Moving forward, Largo's Lair, greetings and salutations, my friend. Ted, Largo has brought to my attention that he would like us to appear for a volume 3 of the Infinite playlist.
I'm sorry. God damn, man. Are you serious?
Yeah, because
I just went and looked. I'm sorry. Like,
you're
you're
talking about the
he's on the last
Shartimus
comment.
thing.
He's
yeah,
on
I'm
the
looking
last
at the
comment.
colors. I do.
Okay.
Like,
But I'll say, wait a minute. Yes, we are going to be on the show. Okay.
Yeah. Again,
yes,
not
that-
shitting on
that-
Shartimus.
no, but again, like, there's a lot of colors in the palette.
I'm just saying it can cause some confusion. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not going to say that
confusing.
I'm not going to say that I've tagged Hella and Sick and Figs all in our videos, but I might have.
Anyway,
I know.
Largo's Infinite playlist, volume 3.
Volume 3 of Hella Dope Toys.
I don't even know what we would do.
We can come up with something. We'll figure it out. But
Okay.
just toss that around that the invite has been put out to find a Monday that we can both do something.
Okay. Not
All right.
tomorrow though.
No,
It's my holiday.
definitely not tomorrow. Tomorrow is also my holiday. I had a dream that one day everyone would be hella dope, not hella sick.
Yeah, true.
Okay. Anyway,
What
moving
happens
on.
after you have a dream? Don't dream any more dreams after that.
There's questions I get asked after that, so we'll just leave that alone.
We're moving on.
Necro Boogie 99. I have hundreds of Valorverse figs, and I have never had problems with them. I have hundreds of Joes with no problems. Of course, like Aaron, I'll never know. You know what, Necro Boogie? This is why we're here.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I if Necro is still here, I would love to know why would you have hundreds of Valiverse figures if you don't open them?
Okay, well,
I'm just wondering why. I'm wondering why you would multi.
I
Why,
have
why would you army build if you don't open?
I have Condor,
Just wondering.
and the problem is I just haven't had time. So that's my excuse of why this wonderful figure is still in the box, because I also have Bone Collector and Carrick there, which I've been dying to open since like summertime.
It's
This
just been
pile
like
just keeps getting
screaming
bigger.
about.
This pile
He's
just
like, I
keeps
gotta get
getting
that. I
bigger.
gotta get that Bone Collector. I gotta get that Carrick.
Dude, look, my freaking Ryu is still bubble wrap because I thought it was for an order.
But that's not what I'm asking. Why would if he said he has hundreds? Why, I'm just wondering why you would army
He doesn't
build.
have time. He's busy. He's gonna
Oh,
open them one day.
Oh my god! Oh wait, Ted, I know you don't understand this, but the Lions just won their first playoff game since 1991.
Yes, sir. Against their former quarterback, Matthew Stafford.
So he still hasn't won a playoff game in Ford Field.
No,
We're not. We're
no,
not
he
doing
has
this.
not.
Yes, we're
Well, we just-
talking sports ball now. We're
not
after
doing
the
this.
2-hour mark. We can talk sports
Oh
ball.
my god, we're at the 2-hour mark? Dear
We are
God.
at the 2-hour mark. Yes, sir. It's
Okay.
fine because we don't work tomorrow. We're off.
Yeah, will you let me go off on?
We're holidaying tomorrow, Ted.
We're holidaying. Well, we'll do a little bit longer because there's a good crowd here.
Holiday.
We'll do a little bit longer. So what else is in the chat?
I only had 2 more things start. So, James Lucas. Hey guys, I'm late because of Chad. That sounds about right.
Yeah,
It's
it's
fine.
okay. It's okay.
We forgive
Oh,
you.
see on today.
We also forgive
Oh.
Chad as well.
Road Keeper, I'm late, Ted. I just haven't gotten around to opening them. I'm
Yeah.
not sure exactly what.
He's talking about not opening the
But-
figures.
So Aaron, let me ask you. So do you buy multiple figures that you keep in box?
Multiple of the same figures?
Yeah, because Necro said that he has hundreds that have no problems, and I'm just wondering why would you army build figures you keep in the box? That's all that I'm wondering. Like why would
No,
someone?
so I mean, my problem is I just don't have the proper display currently, nor the posing ability to make my figures look cool. Like that's half my problem. I know you can't see like my Marvel Legend like stacked behind this because the lighting is horrible, but like they're all just kind of there. Like I mean, like Apocalypse is sitting there like I'm swole, okay, because that's what I do. But like everything else is just kind of chilling because I'm not big on posing. I don't do it well.
That's okay. That's not what I was asking. And he kind of answered it. He just said that he made it sound like he has a whole bunch that are. I see guys in the Joe community that they'll buy 10 fucking mutton junkyards and they're not going to open them. Like why? Why are you army building this figure? Is this your investment for your retirement? If it is, I'm sorry, you're stupid. Because these aren't toys from the 80s. Okay, I'm just saying that. Like these aren't toys from the 80s. But he kind of answered it that he has like 60 that are already open. He just doesn't have time. Okay, that's all that I was just trying to. Because I see people do it, and I don't understand why you army build figures in boxes. I understand why you do it if you're posing them and doing pictures and everything. Like Matthew, he tells me last year, I got to cut down on figures, and I don't know, 5 times a week he's telling me about what he just ordered or what's coming in.
I'm not a poser. No posing here, baby.
So that's all that I was just wondering. I mean, my money. You guys do whatever you want with it.
I mean, that's also like the glory of owning your own like toy business. You get to dibble and dabble with all the leftover goodies. I mean, that's just the cost of business, I guess. But one day, I want to be able to display all the shit that I have. I really do. Like that was the plan and the reason why I went out and bought all these shelves and stuff. But just between the day job, my kid with hockey and taekwondo, and then running the show and then running a business, like when do I have time to sit and open and display
now
shit?
that just I mean you meant basketball, right?
Yes, basketball.
Basketball, right?
That's exactly what I meant. No.
Right now, people are trying to figure. Listen, I was always told that black people don't ice skate because they have weak ankles.
Oh no, I don't. I don't skate. My son loves hockey. Like he loves it to like the ends of the earth, and I will support what my son wants to do until he realizes that he shouldn't be doing it. But he's gotten really good at being goalie. So I'm gonna let him do what he does, and if it turns into something great, if it doesn't, hey, I'm the supportive dad that says keep going.
Is that
Until
because you
hit it.
realize how expensive it is?
See, the great thing about the league that he's in, they provide that goalie gear for him.
Oh wow!
So until I have to physically buy it on my own, you just keep doing what you're doing, buddy.
All right, bye. Anyway, we got rid of Aaron now.
Yeah, I don't know where Aaron went.
No more sports ball, I guess.
I guess not, but I guess congratulations to your state for whatever reason. I guess, you know, idolizing men is a big deal there.
Hey, I'm
Hi,
back.
Aaron.
Push the wrong button.
Did you hit the back button?
No, there was something on my keyboard. I went to swipe on the D-pad and it completely swiped me out.
Have you guys ever hit the back button on accident? And I done it numerous times when I wasn't doing the show the way I do it now with like slides, where I'd go hit the back button up at the top and it just take you right out. I'm like,
Yeah, that's what happened. But
luckily
like,
StreamYard keeps you open, so
like, I'm on my MacBook, so like it has a certain amount of commands like with the D-pad. So if you swipe the wrong way, it will completely take you out of things, and that's what happened. All because there was spit on my D-pad. Sorry.
Let her go.
I did swipe left. That's exactly what happened.
Does your wife know that you're swiping?
She sleeps, so it's fine.
And shout out to Tony. Thank you for joining us, sir.
I mean, he's been here.
I tell him.
He was on Lawrence's side, but now he switched over here.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
now he's over here, so we can acknowledge him.
That I was on. I don't know what kind of friend he is. I'm here, dude. Thank you. I'm watching Lions game.
Hey, I mean,
right now they're talking to Aiden Hutchinson, number 2 pick in the draft, who played for Michigan. He was super happy. They won a national championship. Now he's happy he made the Lions win a playoff game. And he went to school at one of my clients, who are some of the dumbest teachers I've ever met. And I mean that. Like the dumbest teachers I've ever met.
I mean, I know we're not trying to get into the sports talk, but I mean, y'all get the winner of Philly and Tampa Bay.
Like I said, I'm not a Lions fan. I follow them because I live here.
Oh, I just assume you're all in on the Michigan things.
No. So I gave up on the Lions back in, I want to say 2000, and I really do mean it. Like, I hope they win for the people here, but I listen to a lot of sports radio. So, and of course, they're always on. So I watch them and I can watch it objectively. But if they were to lose, I probably would have laughed and been like, yep, Matthew Stafford finally wins the game in Ford Field, and it's not for his team. But I can objectively look and tell you if I think they're good, and I think they're a good team. I don't think they're great, but I think they're a good team. So, but do they? Yeah, they're going to get the winner of Philly Tampa because San Francisco automatically gets Green Bay.
Yep. James, my son does taekwondo. This ain't doing no form of taekwondo. Like, there's no tai, no quan, or no do right here. It's not me.
Samurai sword and a wife beater.
That's all I do right there. I'll have the Wu-Tang blaring in the background. That's all I got. But my son just did get his probationary black belt, so that's a very proud moment. He's been working really hard to get that. So hopefully within the next year and a half ish, he should get his first degree if he passes his next testing. So very proud of that moment.
How old is he?
He is 9, but he thinks he's 16. And I'm gonna give him a bill that says pay this since you think you're all that.
Yeah, believe me, it doesn't get better.
Yeah.
At least not with boys. I don't know. My daughter's. He's not listening. She's a peach. She's wonderful.
Okay, dog. Sorry, Ted. My love of sports takes too much grief among the toy community.
Sports ball.
So, I guess I'll drop a here you go for you. So coming in the coming months, we're gonna separate Hello Dope Toys into 2 channels. It's not gonna be under Hello Dope Toys. It's gonna be under something else. I haven't figured out a name for it. But Hello Dope Toys, we'll talk about more of the toys and the business model and what we're doing right now. The other channel, we're gonna talk about all the things that we lose followers on and viewers, like wrestling and sports and everything else.
Movies, believe me.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll talk about all those other things, but somehow a lot of things will kind of like translate back to here. But my love of wrestling, my love of sports, I get that I love them so much, but it's hard to talk about them here in a toy community. So I want to try to keep the respect of the toy community while we do these shows on Sundays, and then we will pick a day that doesn't compete with a lot of other days, and then we will have our wrestling reviews, wrestling talks, wrestling pay-per-view predictions, sports talks, and whatever else that we want to talk about on that channel when it goes up.
So I want to say this. It's a smart move. It's just a smart move because the fact that you guys are watching and you're seeing how it kills the vibe, no one watches, and that's a horrible thing to say. So perfectly here. Emerald Knights right here. More wrestling, right? Listen, let me explain something. We started a movie channel because at the end of my ramblings, we would start talking about movies, and everyone is talking about these movies, and we should watch them, and we should talk about them. So Matthew and I create a channel. Matthew and I start doing a Thursday, every other Thursday show, and you know who shows up? 12 fucking people. Like there was 30 of you saying you wanted this, and then when you do it, they're like, "Yeah, we're not going to show up."
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, for me, it's not so much about how many people show up. I just like talking about those things, and I don't want to use this. I don't want to use this particular platform that I'm on to discuss it because, like I said, I've seen the numbers.
I like that.
Call it
holistic topics. I love it.
Ted, write that down.
Where's my fake pen? I have a real pen now.
There you go. Right? Yeah. Hell yeah.
You need a purple and yellow pen to do it.
Yeah.
Hella sick topics. I like that one also. That's a good one. But yeah, I mean, I am one. I pay attention to the analytics way more than I should, and every time we've had a conversation that derails toy talk, the viewership goes down, and that's fine. I get it, and that's why we try to save these talks towards like the end of the show. So if it drops off, it's fine because we're probably getting ready to end the show anyway. But I think at this point where we are, I want to have a dedicated channel that we could talk about these things and talk about it with other like-minded people who like said things. And it's not going to be weekly. It'll probably be like every other like twice a month. Just talking about whatever topic it is. So like wrestling talk, I want to go through like the Golden Age, go through the Monday Night Wars, go into like the Attitude Era, like just kind of touch on those parts of wrestling along with like the when TNA was hot, just a bunch of random stuff. So we'll stay tuned for those. We'll post information about that when it happens. But for the time being, Hello Dope Toys is the place to be where we do Hello Dope things.
Can I make an announcement?
Yes.
So while we're also going to be doing another channel, we're also revamping the site.
Oh, yes, we are.
Can I give them just a little peek, just a little taste?
Give them a little sample. I'm going to go handle some quick biz.
Yeah.
Called the potty.
Yeah, that's go do that. So, we've been using the layout for the current website for a while now. And while it's been great for what we were trying to accomplish, our goals and our needs have expanded a little bit. You know, we have a lot more inventory, which is great. And things get cluttered and it looks gross and we have new eyes on the site. And sometimes it doesn't look as professional as what we would like it to. So we are in the process of rolling out a new design, which should be cleaner, more user-friendly, and ideally just easier to find stuff. So I'm going to share that right now. Can everybody see that okay?
Sure can.
All right, cool. So this is just a peek. This is not done. This is not live. But we're going to have the brand new site hopefully within the next 2 weeks. We still have a little bit of work to do on things. But ideally, you'll be able to just come in here, find exactly what you need, and get it done. So be on the lookout for that.
I'm glad you're making. I remember early on when I was first found out about you guys, someone was talking about it, and it's just not it's not the most user friendly.
Mhm.
And I'm so glad that you guys are able to take constructive criticism, not think that, hey, you know what, this is you bashing us, and again, it wasn't me, so I forget who it was, and that you're looking into something like this and that you're changing it, because I think we all need to evolve at times, especially when it comes to stuff like that. So I like seeing that. That's
Yeah, it was time to move on. Like I said, we were using a free template because, you know, when we started, we didn't have anything, but now we have a little bit of something, and we should probably invest in it. And like I said, the amount of traffic that's been coming through the site lately, the conversion rate isn't what it should be. And like, there just shouldn't be that many people coming to the site and not buying stuff. So, you know, there's stuff that we need to work on, and ideally this new layout will do that, and hopefully people will stop thinking we're a scam. That'd be nice.
That's good. And again,
Aaron, you're on mute.
yeah, you're on mute.
Man, wasn't I?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway, Mossman might pop up. He might not. You may have to stay tuned for when that channel pops up.
And I think, you know, the whole scam thing, I think that's going to take a long time, because again, I go on these G.I. Joe, and I think we talked about it Thursday when you were on, Ted. I go to these G.I. Joe sites and web pages, and these people have no idea what BBTS and EE are. Like, I just saw someone today, and oh god, I had to write it down, and it actually pisses me off that the admins even approve stuff like this. But some guy had posted the Snake Eyes movie bikes, saying, "Hey, these are going up for pre-order soon." And someone hit him, and he's like, "Hey, how can I get these?" Like, message me. And a few people started saying, those are from the Snake Eyes movie." And people are like, "No." And he's, you know, and this guy's like, just messaging this guy, like, "All right, cool." And I wrote down, like, I'm like, I can't believe I even have to address this. This is a fucking scam. I wish admins wouldn't even approve this. But here's a link to BBTS if you want them for real. Don't, this guy, he doesn't have a website. He's like, contact me. And yet there's someone that's going to fall for it in those G.I. Joe forums. So they can't even find BBTS and EE.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even imagine them seeing a place called helladopetoys and thinking, that's legit. But there's a whole bunch of legit online retailers out there that you don't have to worry about.
Look,
you know,
I had to do something awkward and explain to somebody on Facebook what Nerdzoic was the other day, and I hated it, but like we were sold out of what they were looking for. I think it was the Alex Murphy, and I was just trying to help out another human. You know, I'm just like, look, mine came and went, but I guess you could go here. And he's like, what's a Nerdzoic? And I'm just like, oh, friend, Google, my man, Google, just Google it. Don't make me spell it out for you.
Yeah, we don't do that here.
Yeah, but Yeah, so that new layout launched in a commercial on the 3POA yesterday. I don't know if anybody was paying attention to it. So that commercial on the 3POA will run for a little bit, and then once the site is up, then we'll change it.
So I have a
Give
question.
them something else. Yeah.
That Jamiroquai,
Mm-hmm.
are they all sold out for you?
No.
Okay.
We have a few, not a lot, but a
Okay.
few.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yes,
I want
please.
people to go there and order them from you. So they
Yes.
sell out.
Oh,
Then I'll say what I was gonna say.
This is what's funny. Like, we'll say something's coming, and it's like, hey, pre-order it now before it gets here, like the Alex Murphys, and then they'll just be gone, and then like people will be mad. Like, well, I thought you guys had it in stock. I'm like, no, man, they came and they went, and they're gone. So they should sell out quick. If not, I'm going to be mildly annoyed, but I expect them to move. For all the hype, the pre-hype for them, once they start landing, those things will be gone.
Probably.
I want to pop this up because I want to answer it and then give. So Woody says EE sucks. Their dates changed too much. I had Arctic Bats on order since October. Now they changed it to June. WTF? What's the big jump? So here's what happens. I'm gonna spill some tea if you don't mind. So we place our order with EE and several other distributors that we have. And then they will send their numbers to Hasbro or Mattel or whomever said distributor is. Well, what ends up happening is, and I'll use the case for the Arctic Bats, is they'll say, we need 50,000 units. A unit is this is a unit. One unit is one piece. So then Hasbro will say, well, we only created 35,000. So then they have to decide whether are we going to go back to the factory and say, hey, factory, I want you to create 20,000 more pieces of this particular figure, or are we just going to say we're done? And I got some videos coming up because I'm talking about this exact conversation. So stay tuned to that. I would love to hear all your conversations and thoughts on it. But here's a sneaky peek. It sucks because we are in that boat. We had Arctic back up in October, just like when you placed your order, because we had it up for pre-order, and they are giving us the same runaround. Here's where the problem is going to end. We're going to get an email eventually that's going to say Hasbro has stopped all production of said figure. I hope they continue the Arctic Bat because it is winter and it makes sense. But I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I am pretty sure we're going to be handing out a shit ton of refunds because they're going to say, unfortunately, Hasbro has said we are stopping all production on this run. So they tell you June because that's what the factory says. That's what they tell us. Say, well, I know we told you December. Now it's May. Now it's April. Now it's February. Now it's 2026. They have no more clue than the conversation I'm having with you right now. I don't know. That's why the famous line in this channel is pick a date and let's both be surprised, because I don't know. I have no clue. All I know is what they tell me. And I just want to be real with you, Woody. You're going to probably, unfortunately, see a cancellation coming your way. I don't see this particular figure being reproduced. So anybody that has bought Arctic Bat, maybe there's a chance that we get it. I'm just going to say right now, there's probably a chance we're going to be refunding all of them when we get the email that says it's been canceled. So there's the answer behind your question, Woody. Whether you like the answer or you don't like the answer, that is the real answer. So,
but is that that's not an issue with EE? They can't help it if they can't get it in stock.
Well, it's a yes and no part to that question because Entertainment Earth, Diamond, and all of them, they don't submit their orders until they receive, like, there's a cutoff date. So let's say Arctic Bat's cutoff date was December 31st. So all orders for Arctic Bat need to be in Well, it was probably like October or probably first week of October, if I remember correctly. So at that date, then they send all their stuff to Hasbro, and then Hasbro says, okay, well, Entertainment Earth needs 35,000, Diamond needs 58,000, this other warehouse distributing company needs 77,000. Well, if they only created X amount, they're now sitting and looking at themselves in the mirror like, well, what do we do? We've got all these orders, but we only produced X numbers. So so they'll go to they'll go to their factory and say, hey, look, how much can you create in X amount of time? They're going to say, well, based on what we've got, and we've got, we got 4 Horsemen, we've got Valorverse, we've got Spiro, we've got X, Y, and Z, we got Fury Planet, all in the same warehouse, needing things done. We can only do 30,000 by this date. And we're going to say, all right, well, we're going to take the 30,000 the first 30,000 orders, and that's it. Everything else will get canceled. So it's not, while it may not be EE's fault, it's a half conversation, because there needs to be.
So if EE, like when it first comes out, if EE says, hey, you know what, we want 100,000 units, they're going to get 100,000 units.
No. They can say they want 100,000 units. They may only get 40,000 units. Diamond may say, I need 60,000 units. They may only get 20,000 units.
So then it's not on their.
It's not. At the end of the day, it goes back to Hasbro and their numbers, or Mattel and their numbers. But at the end, the thing at the end of the day is, these distributors, when you give them a deadline number, and then you give us as a retailer a deadline number, why are we not working off the deadline number? Why are you undercutting your production line? That's my problem. I'll give you an example. He brought up Arctic Bat. I'll give you Solo Sokoa from the Elite line. That way, they not only did they say, hey, this is the first time this figure hit the wave, we way undercutted how much we produced. Like, we didn't make a bunch of them and they're sitting somewhere. We made this number and the order was this number. We messed up. That's the problem. You're pre-predicting what something's gonna, like a number that's gonna happen, and it's not happening. You want to say, okay, I only want 50,000, but 150,000 people say, I want this figure. I had pre-ordered this figure, or I think this is the number of units that's going to move. So then I have to be the bad guy and cancel all these orders, and people go, hey, I just got an email saying you refunded my money. Why? Well, that's because when we placed our order at the time, we thought we were getting this. Unfortunately, now we're not, because the number that we ordered has not met, or it was the number that was produced that was not the number that was ordered. It was they screwed it up, and it is a battle every time, no matter what it is. And we see a lot more on the wrestling side than we do on, well, right now it's like the wrestling and GI Joe side. We see a big pushback on orders that we have placed in the middle of last year, of things that we said, hey, we want to get these orders of these particular figures. And they say, okay, we got you. You on a first run order. And then they say, hey, remember when I told you you're on a first run order, which means we have first priority to receive merchandise. We don't get it at all. Or they say, we might be able to get it to you at a future date.
You know who doesn't do that to us? NECA. Spiro, Valorverse,
yes.
Hell,
even the
Super Action stuff.
The Cell doesn't
even do that to us. But yeah, no, it's always trying to get something from Hasbro or Mattel, who won't talk to us, so we have to go through the middleman of the distributor, who apparently just wastes our time with phone calls.
Yeah, dude, and that's the thing that really drives me nuts. So, like, I get a phone call. I'm at work. I'm at the day job, right? And like I get a phone call and they say, "Hey, I want to let you know about some goodies." I'm like, "Cool, hold on. I'm at work. Let me go off to the side here and have some side convo." And they go, "Hey, I got X, Y, and Z things. Let's talk numbers." I'm like, "Cool. I want 20 units of these. I want 40 units of these. I want 20 units of those because these are going to be hot sellers and I know it." They say, "Bet, I got you." Now, when I say first run unit, that means I am one of the first. So, I mean, if it's wrestling stuff, ringside will always probably be like the first. That's just their specialty. That's what they do. But then there's everybody else. I'm in the everybody else, but I get that first run. I don't get that first run treatment back. So, like for an example, say like the WWE Basics 141 line, a lot of that wave got canceled. Like we have Brock Lesnar, LA Knight might show up, maybe. I hope it does, but the rest of the wave got canceled because they over ordered what they produced, and that's the issue. It is what was ordered versus what was produced, and who is to blame? The production, because they took a estimated number of what they sold previously and said, "Well, this is about what we think we'll sell again." Well, when you got a figure that is a first time in the wave, 9 out of 10 times that's going to oversell because they want that figure. So what was their answer back? "Oh, don't worry, we're going to put it in this line over here, and we're going to sell more of it." Well, fuck you.
And EE's not the one taking the bullet on that one. We're the ones taking the bullet on that one because they haven't technically taken our money, but we have pre-orders up that then we have to turn around and cancel. So
exactly,
it's stupidity. I won't call it stupidity.
I'll call it stupid.
Bad distribution on one end that doesn't affect them. They can say, "Give me a bajillion," and a bajillion isn't going to come, but that doesn't matter because they're not going to take our money until it gets to them.
Right.
And yeah, then we have to, like, it's fine for Big Bad and EE to do refunds for cancellations because they're big and bad and whatnot. That takes a toll on us. Like,
exactly.
Like we're doing okay, but when something like that comes through the pipeline, man, like that's a shitty fucking day for us. Like that's like a whole day's worth of effort maybe gone,
Yeah.
Like a lot of grinding from us. Like we're excited, like cool, because we're making plans for the future. And then suddenly you just get punched in the fucking face for no fucking reason. Didn't do anything fucking wrong. You just get punched in the face, and then we got to go be dicks to other people that don't understand. And we can't explain it to like 500 people. Send a mass email out. It's frustrating.
And that's something I know Big Nerdy had talked about when Hasbro started pushing stuff out, or they started canceling orders on him. He talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
About BBTS, like no big deal. They have the money, and again, I'm sure they don't like it, but again, they have so much stuff coming in. That's why they're not worried about like, hey, if you don't get it first, oh well, we don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're going to charge an extra $1 for certain things. Throw it in your pile of loot, and you're going to get it. That's what makes you happy, right?
Right.
But for the smaller people, and it's like this in any business. It's not just you guys. I think you know that. But it's you got that when you're a small business, you're kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul at times, I'm sure.
Yep.
Robbing again,
Paul, the paper, robbing Peter, robbing Paul, trying to sleep with Mary.
Sometimes I rob myself.
Yeah, in theory, you don't want to do that, but that's how you have to keep your business afloat. And I mean, it sucks. And for you guys, you're probably happier when that happens. And you're like, oh, they only put 10% down. A lot easier for me to return that to return the whole the whole figure. So
Right. A couple super chats I want to pop up real quick, so they did pop in. I think this one was on yours. Frostbite GI Joe. Always appreciate you giving us a shout out. No problem. We love shouting out those that
he's from Australia, so I
know what the A stands for. That's what I do.
Listen, I believe I am the #1 Michigan-based Michigan-based toy talk for Australians.
But I'm the #1 distributor to Australia because my shipping rates are great. We'll talk about that later.
You know what? Well, read the other super chat, and then I want to discuss that with you guys.
All right. And then Black Dangus, leave a like and drop a super chat because it's the opposite of getting punched in the face. And that is true.
We appreciate.
Thank you, Genghis. We thank you very much, man. Love what you're doing on your channel. So if you're not following Black Genghis, please give him a subscribe, give him a like on all of his videos because he's doing good stuff out there.
And KJ he's wonderful. Yes. He tends to yell a lot at screen, but
that's what we do. we yell a lot. That's just how I talk.
So what you were saying about shipping overseas, you guys have made it clear you have no issues shipping overseas, correct?
None at all.
So because there's people watching this on my channel right now too, and people will probably watch it on the replay. Look at them when you want to ship. Like if you're from overseas, look to them because I know a lot of people. They said that the prices for other places are just outrageous, and I don't want to speak for you guys, but don't feel. I think you can ask them, "Hey, have you thought about getting this product?"
Yeah, we're wide open to suggestions. If there's something that you're looking for, or because we know there's companies out there that want to get into the international market or find international retailers, they just can't either reach out to them or they're whatever reason that it is. Right now, we are that middleman between them and you. And right now, the way it works, and for those that are new, that are watching and haven't experienced us before, as long as it's under $4 or under $4, under £4 in shipping, and you can add to your cart and you'll see the difference. It'll say international shipping rate, it's 1 to 4 pounds. So you figure that out in your country's domestic weight. But if it's under 4 pounds, you will get the best shipping rate that we can currently provide. Unfortunately, all the taxes and duties, that's on you. We are working on that in the future to be able to offset some of those things for you. But for the time being, when it comes to just the cost of shipping, I think we have one of the best shipping rates out there for you. Go ahead.
I want to put this out there. So shipping costs from US to Australia really, really sucks. And it does. And what we're saying doesn't necessarily make it any better. It's not like we have some magic elixir that makes all the pain go away. Like, it's still a shitty amount. Like,
it is.
I would guess if I were shipping something under 4 pounds to Australia right now, it would be in the $30 range. That's just off the top of my
USD.
Head.
USD.
Yeah.
So I've done a show with them. I also did a show with a couple guys. I can't think of where, but they're from. But they talk about you're not only getting hit with shipping there. When it gets here, they fucking tax us.
Yeah,
for the shipping, and it's like it's double jeopardy, is what it is. It's like, oh, you already paid for the shipping to get here, but once it got here, you have to pay the price for how dare you want something from the U.S.
Yeah.
And it's like. How it happens in Canada. I know, for people to ship stuff to Canada, or for me to ship something to Canada, once again, I'll say it again, I'm closer to Canada than any state.
Yeah, you're like
closer.
Right there. You can throw a stone and you're like, oh, it's in Canada.
Yes. It's like if I didn't have to go through customs, I could be in Canada well before I could be in Ohio. And I think it's absolutely ridiculous what they do. We all know, everyone's out for money. Especially the government. Go figure, right? They're out to make their buck too. And I feel bad. Like, I talked to those guys from Australia, and the stuff that they have, especially when it comes to like classified, it's super difficult for them to get. There's just nothing there for them. And you hear Australia, you think like, this is a pretty big country, right? This is a pretty big continent. Like, why the hell are they having a problem getting? Why is Hasbro just not shipping to suppliers over there? But
so what I find interesting about shipping to Canada is how long it takes compared to shipping to the UK. Because I was nervous shipping to the UK at first because I'm like, oh, this is going to take like 3 weeks. And, we got several orders, thanks to Dan Hu and the crew over there, like they put in a good word for us for all their UK buys.
Do you mind not talking about bigger channels when I'm on here?
But
if it's a smaller channel than mine, it's okay.
So hold on, I want to stop you real quick.
Okay.
I want to spill the tea because I want to show this off. So
zoom that in. Can't see it.
Hold on, let me do that real quick. Can I figure that out?
It looks like garbage. Okay. Well, it was good. Then you made it small again.
Hold on.
Make it
You see
bigger,
that?
Daddy.
Yeah,
that's
baby.
Good. That's good.
All right. So,
well, I mean, I see the numbers. I don't see what it's for.
Well, it's fine. So,
okay.
I'll scroll down.
Just highlight it and tell us.
So, for all of our Canadian friends, because we love you, all the numbers on the right, those are your shipping costs. Everything from anything less than £1 up to £4. So $27.99 currently is what you would pay for a package that's £4. Now, if it's £4 and 1 ounce, that's a whole new conversation. That's a number that we won't talk about. But if it's £4 exactly, it's about $28 USD. All of our other friends across the world, as you can see, if you have a £4 pack, so let's say Mythic Legions, right? You want to get the all-in package, roughly, depending on which one you get, how many figures are in the line, it's about £4 to £5. If it's on the smaller end, $37 USD for a £4 package. If it's £1, you're paying $17. So, I mean, when I'm saying, hey, we're trying to give you the best price that we can to ship, there it is right there on screen. The cost is in the pudding right there. I can't make it any cheaper than what I can. That's it right there. There are many stores and companies. I mean, Nerdzoic is one of them. He's trying to figure out the way to make international shipping work, to make it right for him. This is my way. Is it a lot to some? It might be. But hey, this is the best that I currently can do until I can find a cheaper way to ship internationally. So all of our international friends, like I said, we're hiding nothing when it comes to what we're doing. It's right here on screen for you. Like, if you want to support us as a small business and get good product and it's packaged perfectly, no matter what they do to your box, the box will be jacked up, but your product inside will be good.
We'll get it there safely. We just got a return that was gone for like almost a year. And I opened that thing up and I was like, well, the box is beat to shit, but the figure's still pristine, wrapped all nicely. What was that?
What was it?
It was a Star Wars Vintage Collection Emperor Palpatine.
So
is it worth any extra money now?
No, it's probably worth like $8.
Probably less than what they paid.
Yeah, it's probably worth less than what it was when I sold it.
So I mean, there's a better view. It shows you the weights right there of everything. So that is our shipping cost to you. Like, this is not about hiding anything. If you want to buy, like, if you're international, it's anywhere between £1 to £4. You're paying $17 to $37. No matter what your purchase is. Unfortunately, if it's over £4, then it goes into the standard shipping price, and then that becomes a whole different number. But the best advice that I was given through multiple people who I've talked to internationally: split your order up into 2 orders. Utilize that good shipping cost. So there you go. That's all I got. That's my soapbox rant for a minute.
Awesome. Well, we've been going for almost 3 hours, and I know it's going to take us 15 minutes to wrap this up. So I'm gonna start wrapping it up.
Lawrence is like
And
3 hours. That's nothing.
I know.
He's still going.
I know. So, Lawrence, Mr. Punk, a punk with toys. What would you like to promote, man?
Oh, what do I like to promote? Well, every Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I go on for about 3 hours. I can't say I only go alone now because I had to call in reinforcements last week, but probably won't happen again for quite some time. But if you like hearing me ramble on about toys, make my little smartass remarks, and usually around the last hour we get into the topic, and the topic tomorrow will be the prices of some of these toys, and really focusing in on the whole McFarlane thing. I'm not leaving out Super 7 and their $90 glow in the dark Chitara. Wow, please tell me someone was so high that they hit the wrong button when they sent that price over to BBTS. And then also other figures that also run high, but what you might get for that. You look at a Mezco and what you're going to pay for it. So, but that's every Monday night. This Thursday with a friend, I will have Cobweb on. That's again 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then every other week, on Thursdays, Matthew and I do a movie show. So
nice.
And then who knows? Someone else will hit me up and be like, "Hey, you want to go on?" I'll be like, "Sure." I do say this: if you talk golden era, WCW versus WWF, WrestleMania 3. I don't know if you know this, but not only did I receive the aircraft carrier for Christmas in 1985 with 8 shipwrecks, I was also at WrestleMania 3 to watch Hulk Hogan slam that big, mean, ugly giant and felt the world rumble. The Pontiac Silverdome, 93,173 people.
Yes, so that is something I want to get to. Like Ken Connections, I want to definitely get. He's one of the names I've been thinking about wanting to get in on that because I mean he has a great wrestling mind. But that's stuff coming on another channel that we will debut probably later on in probably by spring. That's my idea to get everything up and running.
And as I said, not everyone agrees. For what you're doing here, it is a smart play because if you do start growing there and you're talking wrestling and other things like that, you'll get followers over here that don't help and the algorithm gets all messed up. And then you're not pushing out what you're trying to push out over here. So it makes complete sense. A lot of people don't understand that because they're just like, oh, I just want to do whatever I want on my YouTube channel. And that's great if that's what you want to do. But usually, I mean, I was the same way, but when you get to a certain point and now you're like, okay, I'm monetized, I'm growing this channel, I'm growing this brand. I don't want to bring in people that are only here for movies because they're going to be because they've ruined your algorithm.
Yeah.
That's why you start another channel that people don't watch even though they wanted it. I'm so bitter. I'm kind of bitter about it. Like, it's like, I love doing it, and Matthew and I have a good time, but it's kind of like, oh my God, like you guys all wanted this, and then you fuckers don't show up.
He also says, make sure you vote for the next movie.
Yes. So up on my community tab, you can vote for the next movie that we're going to watch. It is, so the one that we did Thursday, we did a countdown of the best movies with wrestlers in it, and not just cameos. It came down to the top 5 were The Princess Bride, Predator, The Running Man, which really shocked me, They Live, and Roadhouse. Now, we removed Roadhouse because we've already talked about it. So people are voting on it right now. I don't think they really know what they're voting on, per se. I don't think they really understand that we broke it all down. And this is the reason why the movies are like a mismatch. But those were the top 4 out of 5 best wrestling movies. I'm sorry, best movies with wrestlers in them, other than cameos.
I voted for the Princess Bride. That was my vote.
I thought that was going to get, well, last I looked, Predator was running away with it.
It still is.
Is it?
Yeah.
And I really thought They Live, like, people would be like, I want to, Running Man, like, that was the shocker to all of us. I think all of, like, we were all kind of like, wow, the Running Man is better than most of these other movies.
Mm.
I thought No Holds Barred would be in there. I ain't gonna lie. You realize how bad it is.
Real quick, I just want to answer a question from Brick. So to answer that, we would need more data. It really depends on what's in that wave and what the weight is. But I will say we're in Ohio, and when we ship to Laser Pants in Seattle, even if it's just a singular action figure, sometimes that is $13. So it depends on the box size and the weight. But if you're talking about Jersey's even further than what we would be. So it would be closer from us. So a few bucks saved. But that price, I mean, if the box was big enough and there were ogres in there, or a moose, or maybe a giant bear,
Two bears.
I could see it getting to that cost.
Bird City wants two bears.
My guess right now, Allegiant. Hold on. You know what? Allegion's all in. So the typical wave count on Allegions is about 8 figures, except for this next one that's coming up. I would say it's about $26. $26 from here to California.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And that's just assuming that there's not something extra heavy there. But I'm fairly confident if I packed up all the Cosmic Legions from Book 2 right now and shipped it to California, it'd be probably pretty close to that, in the $20-ish range. But, we gotta condense those boxes too. Sorry, I wasn't trying to interrupt there. I just really wanted to answer.
Oh, no, that's a good question.
Cool. Lawrence, do you have anything else you wanted to promote?
No, I will be doing a couple of Valaverse reviews when helladopetoys gets it and sends them out. But that's I don't have anything. I don't think I have anything coming in that I know of right now. But then again, who knows? Because all of a sudden, shit might just start shipping from Hasbro for the G.I. Joe stuff. But
dude, don't even get me started on that.
We know all about shipments, man.
Don't even get me started.
This is coming in March. You want it in December? Sure.
That is a whole video I can do right now.
Sure.
I'll probably do our best video.
I don't even know what, because I'm mostly G.I. Joe, with my reviews. But it's like without I didn't get all the. Usually I do all the Valaverse, but I didn't do it this time. I just ordered a few things. But yeah, I don't really have anything. My channel might be really slow for the next month or so, and then it will all come hitting.
Well, we will be there tomorrow night because we'll be off and chilling and relaxing, and neither one of us are going to be working the nighttime. So we will be there to support your stream tomorrow night. Aaron, do you have anything you would like to promote?
I do, actually.
Please do.
So if you're not subscribed to our mailing list, you would have found out on Friday that we are running a little special sale. The lovely and glorious Disney Plus Marvel Legends wave. Right now, you get all 7 figures, $100 plus shipping. 7 figures, $100 plus the cost of shipping. There's a code that will automatically enter into the shopping cart when you check out. You must have all 7 figures in the cart in order to get said discount. So
all of them.
If you have 5 out of the 7, you will not get it.
No deal.
You must have
take them all.
Okay, so how much were those figures? How much is a single figure?
They were $24.99.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you're trying to do the math, it's like 14 and some change. If you're trying to do it right now, plus the cost of shipping to wherever you are.
I don't listen. Listen, I was on another show on Friday night, and I figured out the whole McFarlane math, how he came up with like the $24 a figure or something.
Yes.
And it took us quite some time to figure it out, and then it just hit me what he was doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they said that on the 3POA last night as well, and I was like, oh, that makes so much more sense. Like, I mean, it's still not good, but it makes a lot more sense because
It's
like, that's
it,
all
it,
kinds of dumb.
it's deceiving. It's deceiving
Yeah.
to say, hey, all the each figure, if you get the if you order the bundle of all 4 figures and you use the 10% discount, each figure comes out to be 24 something. I forget what it was, and we couldn't figure out the math. And then I said, hey, divide that by 5, and then the numbers came out. But the Build-A-Figure is not supposed to be a figure. If it was, it would be in a box.
Mm-hmm.
So that's very deceiving.
So you have to put it together. You have to put it together too.
Yeah.
They're at $14.29 a figure if you bought all 7 right now.
Do it, people. Do it.
You get that Hydra Stomper Build-A-Figure right meow.
Right meow.
So.
Aaron, what else you got?
I'm not allowed to officially say it, but I will say tomorrow around 12 o'clock, pay attention to your emails. There will be another email coming out about something launching tomorrow. A good pre-order for all of you pre-ordery fans. So stay tuned for that. And then, of course, like we've been mentioning all show, stay tuned for the secondary channel that will be coming up in the spring where we will discuss all the things that we don't discuss here.
Also, if you're ever feeling unloved and you just want emails, go look at something at the Hella Dope site and then walk away from it, and they will send you emails just so you feel loved that you forgot to. Are you sure you were looking at something? Are you still interested?
Yeah, I just want to know.
You get another.
I make sure I particularly send it to you just because I know you love looking at your emails. Yes, Dish Figs. Yes, so you actually get 8 figures for $100. That is correct. So if you want to really like dig into that math to figure out what you're really getting, you're spending like $12.50.
Not the McFarlane Steiner math.
I love it.
Listen. Tomorrow I will discuss that math, the McFarlane math. I will not insult McFarlane by even coming close to calling it Steiner math. And if you don't know what Steiner math is, just go on eBay go on Google or YouTube after this. Just type in Steiner math.
Oh my god!
And be ready for your mind to be blown.
But the wild thing about that is someone did a secondary video to that video with the math on screen.
Yes,
and it is legitimate actual math. Like Steiner knew what he was talking about. It sounds crazy, but it's legit.
He's done it a few times, though. He's done his Steiner math a few times. But that one was just, wow. Just
so it's, yes. I still love watching it for the mere fact that it's Steiner doing math. So,
well, I think that video, the Shockmaster video, it's never going to get old. And when you hear more and more people like Harlem Heat talk about that, and you can hear them laughing, like they can't stop laughing, or they made a comment. The fact that the Stormtrooper helmet fell off because somebody put a 2x4. And listen, if you don't know Shockmaster, go look up Shockmaster.
It's not like the Shocker.
Yeah. No, it's not the Shocker.
God. All right, you got. I'm trying to wrap this up. Aaron, what else do you have to promote? This is why I gave myself a 15-minute window.
Oh, so we still got time. We got a whole minute.
No, you got 30 seconds. I got a minute to talk.
No, that's it.
Okay.
Subscribe to helladopetoys on the email and get all the good emails that Lawrence was just talking about.
All right, and then lastly, I'm going to put this up one more time. New layout coming soon. So be ready to shop at helladopetoys for a much easier, user-friendly experience. And yeah, very excited for that.
Yes, Steiner knows math. He's very smart.
He's a very smart man.
Look, guys, go. If you enjoyed the show, leave a stupid like and give us a subscribe so you can come back and remember to come back. Follow us on the Instagram, the TikTok.
But make sure you turn that notification bell turned on.
Yeah,
and if you're
sure,
on my
that too.
channel right now, go over here, hit
Yeah.
like, subscribe to this channel.
Yeah, do that,
Yeah.
guys.
Do
We
that.
can
Do
tell
what
who
he
you
said.
are. We see all you chain linked in there. We know who's where here.
Yeah, you can't fool us.
We know.
We are friends in real life. We've actually met.
We've eaten dinner together.
Yes.
We have feasted together at the table with
Yes.
Travis.
Exactly.
With Travis. Yeah. Oh, next week, Articulated Ninja. So be here for that. Aaron and I just decided at the beginning of the show we're taking Super Bowl Sunday off. Last year was so pointless to do the damn show. We just wanted to be consistent, but we're pretty consistent now, so we're not going to waste our time. What's that?
Do you know what Super Bowl is? Like, do you know?
I do know what the
sport
Super
is being
Bowl.
played?
Look, I don't watch sports, but I understand how the game works. I also know it takes away all my viewership, so I'm gonna let the Super Bowl have the win this year. I'll take the L. But Lawrence, thank you so much for hanging out with us, man. It's been a lot of fun. We probably should have done this sooner, but
Thank you for having me on. I've been on I've been on before.
oh yeah, you were the post PowerCon show. That's right.
Yes.
Yep.
I forgot about that.
Yes. That's
Yeah. All right. Well, awesome. We're gonna see all you guys next week. Go
Same
subscribe to
time.
Lawrence. Come
Same channel.
subscribe to us. And yeah, love you all. Go to helladopetoys.com.